if I do?
Covino and Rich. Are you ready?
Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Get ready.
You're on the radio.
Whoa! Yeah!
Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball!
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
Yeah! What's up, everybody? Feeling it?
Vatos locos. Hey, hey. I feel you, bro. What's going on? Hey, hey. Rich Davis, Steve Covino. Welcome to the show. Spotty's here. Vato Knots. What's going on? Orale. Happy birthday, Rafael Bucio. And if you have a birthday today, happy birthday to you.
Oh, you know who you share that with him?
I don't want to know.
All right, good. No one really important.
Who is it? Now I'm intrigued.
Nah, you don't want to know. Maybe I'll tell you in a second.
All right, well, we got rando news, we got entertainment, we got tacos, we got deep conversations and more. But first and first, mostly, let's rock out.
Ya trick ya.
Okay. Oh my God! I didn't sleep a wink last night. Not a winky right, not a winky wrong,
Not a Wink Martindale?
not a Henry Winkler, not even a. Trying to think of other Winklers. Sean Winkler, Sean the Butcher. You don't know him.
Oh.
He works on Turbo and Boneyard for SXM. I didn't sleep at all. I woke up at about 3 with a sharp shooting pain in my chest.
Did you say Wink Martindale?
We did.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't.
And
What were you not listening to? You're sitting right there looking ahead.
I was focused
Did you
on
just get
sound
lost in the
effects.
moment?
I was focused on sound effects.
I fell asleep relatively early.
By the way, just what Spot did.
Yeah.
I'm so guilty of, so I can't say anything. There's sometimes Sarah will just start talking about something, and I'm like,
Oh, I do that all
oh
the
my
time.
God, I have no clue what she's saying.
Well,
And I try so hard to
blamed for that. I try to listen, but I just can't hear
When
sometimes.
I hear when I hear the end of the story, I'm like, if I was supposed to comprehend, I was like, can you just say that again? I say that so many times. I'm like, I'm sorry, can you just say that again?
And Sarah's right, because she'll tell me something about one of her hobbies or interests that I don't really necessarily care much about, but you want to be a supportive partner. She's like, do you think I care about the Mets starting rotation? I listen. I'm like, you're right about that.
Women are better listeners.
But she'll tell me about some fantasy book she's reading, and she's like, and then their Earth Element, and then the Warlord, and this, and I'm like,
Go on.
please just try to concentrate. I try so hard to listen, but guys are
Same.
just not good listeners.
And I'm so used to subtitles. I just wish Jordyn came with them because I have a hard time hearing
No,
sometimes.
that's a Shark Tank convention.
Yeah, I'm working on it. So is my brother, by the way. Hold on, I'll get to that.
Okay.
Didn't sleep at all. I just want you to know. And I was tossing and turning all night. Tossing, turning, didn't sleep at all. I woke up at about 3 a.m. and that was it. I was up until now.
Well-
and I am exhausted. So I'm happy to share this cup of coffee with you.
Cheers.
Covfefe.
I love your Foo Fighter shirt. It goes
cup of
perfectly with your chaqueta, your jacket.
Covfefe. Yeah, man. Rocking the Foos today in honor of Taylor Hawkins. I'm a big fan. It's got to be tough on the band. I've been listening to the Foo Fighters all week. So many great songs. Busted out the guitar. But yeah, man, couldn't sleep. But here we are. Here I am.
Recording some Pop 2K this morning, and I went from DMX party up into some Foos, and I'm like, two guys we lost at the age of 50. DMX at 50 and Taylor Hawkins at 50. Two guys that probably had another 30 plus in them. It's a bummer.
Yeah,
Really
that
is.
sucks. Way too soon, way too early. Anyway, I'm working on creating subtitles for people because some people are just hard to follow sometimes.
Say it again, Jordyn. Please, Jordyn, just say it again.
Jordyn sort of tails off and expects me to hear. It's like listening to Kevin Costner on Yellowstone. Like, what did he just say? Say that?
Closed captioning, please.
And then I think I can make it out by some of the words that I did pick up on. And then she's like, you didn't even hear what I said. And then I'll try to like say what I think she said. And a lot of times I'm wrong. So it's like
a good
the
guessing
worst.
game. Like,
Yeah,
ooh.
it's
Maybe,
the worst.
they can invent human closed captioning. Like subtitles for people.
We just said that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Spot. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But anyway, when I take that to Shark Tank, I'm gonna take my brother with me because my brother hit me up late last night too. He says, "I'm watching too much Shark Tank, yo." I said, "The best show on TV." I go, "Mr. Wonderful's my guy." He goes, "I already have my pitch, yo."
What is he gonna pitch?
I want to make some money, take my networking app to the masses.
He should go.
Networking app? Who is he? Gary Vaynerchuk?
I don't even know what that means.
He should go on Shark Tank.
He says,
Tommy Covino?
I already have my pitch, yo.
Has he got on Shark Tank?
No, that's what we're talking about, though, Spot.
Yeah, Spot.
Thanks
Pay
for
attention,
listening.
yeah.
He goes, they invest in some garbage, yo. I go, it's a great show, man. They make dreams come true, and they make bank. Good luck with that, Tommy boy. So, my brother,
Hey,
inventor and toilet baby.
all takes
Entrepreneur.
one good idea. Well, hey, if
Entrepreneur, my brother.
if it's your birthday today, you share that with Rafael Bucio, and I'll give you a couple hints. A pop rock star that wanted to meet up with us to go to a strip club in the 2000s.
John Popper.
A blues traveler. The Hook is 55 today. John Popper's 55.
I would have guessed that.
A guy that I'm unfamiliar with compared to your knowledge of him, because I know you're more of a rock guy, but Jane's Addiction.
Perry Farrell?
Perry Farrell is
He must be around 58.
63.
Dang. Been around a long time.
And
He's going to be performing at Lollapalooza. You know, he sort of heads that up. That's sort of his baby.
Elle
And he'll be performing in Chicago.
McPherson, supermodel from back in the day. Elle McPherson.
Translation? The McPherson. If you guys don't speak Spanish.
59 today. And I'll give you one more. Put on your thinking cap, because I know you could probably get close knowing your knowledge of baseball compared to everyone else I know.
Okay.
He's long since retired, long dead, long gone. But the pitcher that was so famous, he was more than famous. He was infamous. They named an award after him. Today, Cy Young would have been how old?
Man, I don't know. Let's see. How old
Would Cy
would
Young have
Cy
been today?
Young have been?
It's a good question.
100 years old.
122.
155.
Wow. I was
5
way
years.
off.
5 years past the future life expectancy of 150 that we talked about the other day.
My simple math went like this. Babe Ruth played in the 30s, right? 20s,
Yeah.
30s. So I said, okay, probably about 20, 30 around that time. So he was born around 1900. 1900 plus where we are now, said 122.
He was born in the 1860s.
Jeez Louise.
Cy Young.
Dang. And now you know.
See, look at that. Fun
Yo,
facts
slick
being
bluff.
dropped.
There you go. Fun facts. That's what you get on CNR. So thanks again for all your feedback, guys, for chiming in, for saying what's up, for all the Will Smith updates, all the memes. I was spent on Will Smith memes last night, but I did find time to cut my hair. Cut my hair.
Looking
Look at
sweet.
that. Yeah. Came in freshly faded. Did that shit myself. Took me like 2 hours. But I have a few thoughts before we move forward and talk about nonsense. So I know Rich has a show that he George Foreman guarantees is fun for the whole family.
Oh.
But when we say whole family, from the grandparents to the grandchildren,
It's family fun time.
that's a rarity.
Family
right?
fun time.
Because sometimes you can watch a family show, but the grandparents are bored. Sometimes you go watch a movie, but the kids are bored.
Yeah.
He's saying there's a show
Got it.
that just fills everybody's need. But before we get into that, I have to get this out of the way. I'm so sick of the Will Smith thing. I really am. I'm spent on it.
And for the record,
Yeah.
Chris Rock did not apologize.
He did not
Let's
apologize.
make that very clear out the gate. There's been
Let's let all the Rashans know and everyone putting it out there on social media.
there's statements being made. Now, Will Smith released a statement apologizing and saying it was inappropriate. He apologized to Chris Rock. But then there's also a statement floating around saying this is Chris Rock's response, and that is not
false.
Thank God.
true. That is
And I don't
false.
think he should apologize, and I'll explain why. Here's, based on all the feedback and the back and forth, wow, what a divisive and divisive moment this has become. I can't believe that people would actually make exceptions for Will Smith. It's beyond me that there's a lot of people that see it one way and a lot of people that see it another when it seems so clear. I get it. We live in a divided place. We've seen that with politics and vaccines and how we handle everything, right? Thanks to social media. We've seen the divide. I cannot believe the divide on this issue, on this incident.
I'm flabbergasted.
It's amazing.
That
It's
people
like,
are Team
wow.
Will Smith on this? How on earth is that possible?
So I made 3 quick notes to just explain how dumb everybody is.
Okay.
So that's honestly my biggest takeaway.
Okay.
Everyone's
we
dumb.
are surrounded by the biggest dummies in the world.
Ooh.
You might be one of them. I'm just glad you're subscribing.
We're the league leaders of dummies. That support.
I don't claim to be a super intelligent person, but maybe I'm like the king of the dummies. Because everyone else is so dumb to me. And if I could see
Be
that,
careful who you
my
insult.
God.
Be careful for who you insult because
It's a general, I'm not saying our subscribers, I'm saying in the general population. I'm not here, it'd be counterproductive if I was insulting people that are listening. I'm saying based on what we see on our feedback.
No, we get
on social media.
we get the feedback of new people that subscribe and people that leave, and one person left, and their reason was because Rich badmouthed Dave Ramsey.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Swear to God.
I must have insulted their whole world of finance.
Oh, well, that was sort of a general statement.
Dave Ramsey
Dave
saved my
Ramsey's a
life.
moron.
No, because you
Saved my
said
life.
he gives great financial
I
advice for
saved
like
my life.
dummies.
He does. Well, there's TikTok clips about it. You don't have to listen to me. I've said it for years, but I love seeing all these financial people say that Dave Ramsey's great for people
Dave Ramsey saved
that
my
are
life.
getting out of debt.
Let me explain what I'm saying, though, okay?
But he saved my life.
Let's say I'm an egomaniac, right?
Let's say.
Let's just say I'm an egomaniac.
Let's say it.
But I'm self-aware enough to know that I'm an egomaniac.
Let's pretend.
If I say, man, Rich, you're an egomaniac, you know what an egomaniac Rich has to be for me to recognize that? So when I'm telling you, most of the population is dumb. I feel like I'm fluent in dumb. I'm good at it. I know dumb. For me to say this says a lot, is what I'm trying to say. So here's what people fail to recognize. Everybody's weak ass analogies. I want to shove them up their assholes. Leave it to the professionals. We're professional dummies. Me and Rich. Shut your pie holes.
That's
Not you listening, the general you.
That's your crown as king of the dummies.
Yeah. Leave it to the professionals. We're good at being dummies. We make good dumb points.
I'm
You
King
make
Richard.
bad dumb points.
King of the dummies, King Richard.
And when I say you,
Rich,
not you
deserve one
listening.
too.
Listen.
Look
What
at you
people
guys.
fail to recognize
My kings.
constantly over and over again.
My kings, I bow to you, my
So
kings.
you mean to tell me if someone came up to your girl and insulted her, you would just take it? Dummy. There's something called context that people leave out of the conversation with their dumb examples all of the time.
It's unbelievable.
Do you know what context is? They're at an award show. He's
rid
a
of the hats.
comedian. He's telling jokes.
He's wearing a
Do you see the
tuxedo.
difference? Do you see the context? Stop with your examples. You make no sense. I want to strangle you. Context. People fail to recognize context. It's like they're oblivious to it. It's like, I want to strangle them. Like, do you know what context is? He's a comedian. He tells jokes.
He's on stage. He's on stage at the Academy Awards.
He's doing what the writers told him to do, what people expect him to do. It's all in fun. That's what a joke is. See the context? No. You see the difference?
People don't
if
see
someone
context.
Came up in public, a stranger is like, yeah, you look stupid and your girlfriend's fat. You see the difference? I don't think you do, or else you wouldn't be giving dumb examples left and right.
No, people don't realize it.
My mom said something interesting, old lady perspective. I say that kindly. She's like, old lady, who are you calling old lady? She's like, imagine Don Rickles. Like,
Don Rickles,
but
that's a
she's
good
so
one.
right.
Good example.
Like, imagine this guy's
Nah,
on
it's a
stage
good
and he's
one.
just cutting up everybody.
Yeah, imagine
And
Don
then
Rickles
someone
looks out and he makes fun of someone like, what would they do? Would someone go on stage and slap Don Rickles?
Because it's in fun. What a terrible precedence. Rich made that point yesterday. I'm just piggybacking on it. You think that's okay?
Well, it sets the precedent that now if you don't like the way someone's doing comedy, better yet, Covino, if you don't like the way someone's playing on the field or the court, can you go there and slap them?
Slap them.
Yeah,
Okay. So
there's almost an invisible line you can't pass when someone's on stage.
Context.
I don't like how that guy's rocking out on at his concert. I'm gonna go on stage and grab his guitar.
I don't think people understand. Not you. People do not understand what context is, how it works, the definition. I don't think they understand. People don't understand what comedy is. You're not going to like every joke, right?
Yeah.
And some jokes might make you feel really uncomfortable. And some jokes might be a little off color. And like, yeah, I don't know if I like that joke. Ooh, that was a little tasteless. Ooh, but it was all on the sake of comedy where someone took a chance, right? Yeah. Comedy. Do you understand what comedy is? You're not going to like all of it. And like Rich just said, just because you don't like it doesn't mean you have the right to get out of your seat and make it all about you and slap somebody.
So what is that?
Even if they're joking about you.
What is that going to set the precedent for? Someone goes on a date to Giggles in North Hollywood, and all of a sudden the comic makes fun of someone in the crowd, and the person could now say like, "Hey, you know what? Maybe I want to get up there and slap him."
Yeah, it's comedy. There's a definition to it. You're not going to like all of it. That's just always how it's been. Was there a memo like written?
Again, look at the ridiculous.
I don't read it. I don't read it because
it's over the top.
It'll mess with my opinion. Save it.
No.
I'm
reading the
my
feedback.
opinion.
I'm reading the feedback, and it's gonna. You're gonna spit around and
In
trip.
my
Even though
opinion,
it's
it's
not
fact. We're professional dummies here.
All right. It was Andrew Hart. Guys, it was a personal insto just because you're in an award show. No.
I'm getting to his stupid point.
Stop right there, you
I love
moron.
you, Andrew, but leave the moronic banter for us. Everyone's entitled to their stupid opinions, but I got to call you out when they're stupid. It's comedy. There wasn't a memo sent out to the public that said certain things are off limits now. It's just, that's not how comedy works. It was a baby joke, man. That was a layup. How soft could you be? I made a tweet yesterday. I was like, your mama looks like G.I. Jane is today's version of your mama wears combat boots. That shit is corny. Corny as hell.
Yeah.
And that's going to make you that mad? Clearly, it's the issues with Will, not with Chris Rock's hard joke here.
Call me crazy, but are we treating alopecia like it's a deadly disease?
Hold on. I said I had 2 points
I'm
to
sorry.
make.
Okay.
Alopecia is probably a word that you just found out about. You probably thought it was some girl I went to high school with.
Is that the girl you hooked up with in the freezer at work?
My first ebony kiss.
Yeah. Hey, Steve.
It's something that I had.
Not right now, alopecia.
Okay? I don't think it's something that goes away, but it's something that's treatable. People get it. Some people get it worse than others. But shut up already about her disease. She's not dying of it, and you need to relax about it. People lose their hair all the time. People lose their hair just because. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. And Chris Rock probably didn't even know about it because it's not that big of a deal. She always wears her hair short. But alopecia, millions of people have that shit.
Yeah.
All right? I had that shit.
Can I show yours?
Yeah, please do. And everyone can lick my asshole. I had that in like 4 different spots on my head.
Can I lick?
Okay?
The
treatable.
spot on
and
your
just
head
because
instead?
people found out about it, oh, she has an autoimmune disease. Yeah, you know what it is? Jack-offs? I'll tell you what it is, because I had it. I had spots like that in 4 different places. I got
You're not special.
treatments.
By the way, you're not special. I've had that too.
Yeah. Guess who else isn't special?
You're not special because
Jada Pinkett
I had
Smith.
it. I had it on my beard, right? And I had to get an injection.
Nah, you
I
just
got
had
a little
blotch on your
steroid
face.
treatment, little injections here and
We
there.
had our hair
I had to
was
treat
gone.
it with Rogaine and minoxidil and things like that. Eventually, it came back. It's different for everybody. That I understand. And that I'm sympathetic to. Is it ever fun to lose hair? No, but millions of people lose hair. It was a joke. It was a joke.
I mean, it's not
People-
a disease. It's a condition.
It's a condition, man. People need to relax about that.
I mean, not all alopecia is treatable. I know, but this is not a. If he made
I
fun
said
of,
that. I
if
said
he
there's
made,
levels.
if he made fun of a woman
Yeah.
who was dealing with
She has a little
cancer
spot, dude.
or some deadly disease or something terrible, that's one thing. I can't understand how.
And by the way, he could have, let's say he did make a joke about a deadly disease. Sure, he'd feel really bad about that, right? But it was meant to be a joke because he's a comedian. That still doesn't give anybody the right to assault somebody.
And it's just like,
are you out of your mind?
You know, when
jokes are bad, assault is good.
You know when you
what a bunch of idiots.
You know, sometimes when you twist something to the point where you're grasping at straws to make the point. Now, I agree. Now, Jason Brown hit me up personally yesterday.
Okay.
Because I thought he had some great points. And I agree with him 100% that Will was demonstrating every facial feature, every action of a man that's been like broken down. Will Smith looked like a guy that is just like has.
You know why we were shocked? Because it's out of character for Will Smith. But you know why he did it? To appease his woman. He felt the need to.
Even Will Smith's mom has spoken out saying, "I've never seen Will snap like that." Will Smith did look like, you could see the look in his face. He looked like
he didn't want to do it.
He had it. That was it. Like that was, as we said, that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. That wasn't so bad. It was just the straw. But why are people making it seem like crude jokes at someone's expenses
is like cancer, though? Why are people like really overreacting about this autoimmune disease? What happens with alopecia, again, because I had it, was your body sending a response attacking your hair. But it's you know what I mean? It's thinking your hair is like a virus. It's just attacking the wrong things.
But why are
so
people?
It starts attacking your hair, and your hair starts falling out.
I know
that
you're on the same
happened
page.
to me.
I know you're on the same page, but I don't get why people are making it seem like line crossing jokes are a new thing. Have you ever seen Ricky Gervais or any of these other hosts?
That's what I'm saying. Where was the memo?
What about Peyton Manning?
Where was the memo?
You ever see some of the cold-blooded shit Peyton Manning or someone will say at the ESPYs or something?
Where was the national and public memo that we can't do this anymore? I want to know. Because that's news to me, to Chris Rock, and to everybody else.
I know on Comedy Central, people sign up for their roast.
Yeah.
But still, like, we've seen this style of comedy.
That was a baby joke, dude. That wasn't a roast.
Oh, my God.
So
yeah, that was, if that was a roast, that was like the opening line.
That was
before it got
like
good.
A childish joke. All right, so anyway, the apology. I don't think Chris Rock should apologize. He didn't. Will Smith did. I was glad to hear that. It was out of character. That's why it's shocking. So
just please.
Will Smith's mom spoke out. She's never seen him that way. Something's going on with him. Here's my final thought. Here's my final thought to prove how wrong. If you disagree with me, how wrong you are. Will Smith apologizes, right? Because it's wrong to attack somebody and assault them when they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, having fun, because in context, this comedy, we established this. Yeah. He apologizes and admits he's wrong. He apologizes to Chris Rock, admits he's wrong, and yet you bozos, not you, the collective you, the people I see, like, on social media defending Will Smith, still defend it and think it's okay? He just admitted he's wrong.
Yeah.
He just admitted he was wrong, yet you're doubling down on assaulting somebody. Jokes are bad. Assaulting good. Idiots. I'm done with it. It's one of the most berserk things I've ever seen, like as a social experiment. Like,
hey, Spot, remember yesterday he said he wasn't fired up about it?
It's berserk because it's bonkers, bro.
At least admit that it's a hot button for you because it's bonkers.
Honestly, I'm so out of it today. I feel like I woke up yesterday.
Bro.
Is this Groundhog Day?
It's bonkers. The guy admitted he was wrong, and people are still like, I would punch somebody in the nose. Yo, bro. No one likes to be made fun of. I don't like being made fun of.
People are saying, Covino, how would you like being made fun of? Covino wouldn't like it, but guess what? If he was a celebrity and he was at an award show, let's say Covino was a movie star besides being a radio star. And let's say Covino's at the Academy Awards.
I was losing my hair from COVID recently. I did not like it. I don't like it.
You think Covino would like it? No. But you think Covino, or anyone for that matter, would take a joke like that and jump on stage and slap someone?
The dude snapped, and hey, it was what it was. We could accept that. Everyone has a breaking point.
And then there's
How
bozos.
in the world could you defend it?
Then there's bozos like that guy on our feedback, Matt, who said, fake, fake, fake. You're wasting energy on a skit.
I don't think it was fake, man.
I mean, come on.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, if it was,
here's the other thing. The other funny part about that.
You know
is
why?
how-
You know why? It's not a skit. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because from a self-serving standpoint, Will Smith would not take the most special moment of his life.
No, he ruined his own moment.
He ruined his.
That's sad to me too.
He ruined his Academy Award-winning moment with a moronic.
Not only that,
like low-class move. So if anyone says it's a skit, then you're pretty much saying you also agree then that Will Smith decided on the day where he went to the Oscars after working in the entertainment world for 40 years since he was a little kid. His moment to shine when he wins an Academy Award, he's cool with like covering that up with a skit where he's wrong. It's not fake. That's
fake.
ridiculous then.
And people break it down. You know, of course, Chris Rock is going to react as he's getting slapped. It's called reflexes. Now, Will Smith snapped. I could accept that. I can. It was just bad timing. He's on a bigger stage in life, right? We all have breaking points. We all could snap. He just happens to be super famous and at an awards show. That doesn't make it okay.
Can I make a prediction?
That doesn't make it okay where you justify this behavior. He snapped. That was a bad look. And people are like, yeah, I would do the same. You mean you would stoop that low? This guy snapped. That's not how people behave normally. I can understand he snapped.
I have a thought that, remember
And he
I
took
said
it out
this.
on Chris Rock.
Remember I said this?
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to happen, not now, maybe in a year from now.
Mm-hmm.
The next time there's some type of Grown Ups 3 or Sandler, Chris Rock type of movie,
Mm-hmm.
you know how they always have cameos like Shaq and all, you know, everyone makes a cameo. I feel like there's going to be a really hilarious cameo in a year from now, or maybe 2 years from now, where there's like a punchline of Chris Rock slapping Will Smith. And Will do it to take the piss, as the Brits say.
Maybe.
I think that's something
Like he's got
untarnish this moment.
He has an IOU now for Will Smith.
Because people
In
will
any
always
capacity.
remember this unless they fix it and make it something we can laugh at.
Whether it's SNL, a
interesting-
Sandler, Happy Madison
by the way,
production, there's
okay,
going to be
SNL.
something.
I'm glad you brought up SNL.
What's
SNL makes fun of people every weekend. So what? The celebrity's going to go to the studios to beat up
interesting?
Pete Davidson now because they don't like how they're portrayed? Are you serious? That's what you're
Well,
defending?
isn't Kanye doing that towards Pete because Pete made fun of him
He's
on
a
SNL?
maniac. Okay? We're talking about people that lost their marbles,
I know.
but half the country here is like, yeah, I'll do the same thing. Yeah, at their people's worst moment, that's what you think is okay?
And
It's
you can't be
ridiculous.
selective, right?
What do you mean?
You can't be selective on who you're okay with being sensitive. Follow. You can't be like, well, I'm okay if Will and Jada are sensitive to a bad joke. But if Donald Trump's like, SNL's not funny, they make fun of me and I don't like it, everyone's like, take a joke, Donald.
Yeah, but Donald doesn't have to like the joke. He's not going there
But he's not-
assaulting people.
He's not assaulting Alec
Here's the
Baldwin.
difference.
Alec Baldwin's assaulting other people.
So what I'm saying, Spot, is that a guy
I'm
like
sorry.
Donald Trump,
Alec Baldwin's murdering people.
well, that's irrelevant. Donald Trump has got made fun of for the last 10 years. And he clearly doesn't like it. At times, Donald Trump's been like, unfunny. The mainstream media is not funny. SNL hasn't been good in years. Blah, 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 blah. But Donald Trump, when he does that, we're all like, take a joke, loser. But if Jada and Will get upset, it's not take a joke, loser. It's, yeah, but like you really hurt them.
Hey, man, sometimes a joke will hurt because it's true. That
Yeah,
doesn't
but
give the right to assault.
They're making fun
Ever.
of Donald, the president, the public figure. If they were going hard at Melania, which I believe they've done, maybe Donald could say, "Oh, that's a classless thing." I'm not saying he should.
They
assault
make fun of his
someone.
whole family.
I'm not saying they should assault. I'm not saying they should assault someone, but you know,
Anyway.
it becomes a little different when
I don't want to harp on
woman
it.
comes into play.
I've never been more right about anything in my life.
I'm
You guys
already.
need to take
So
notes.
what's funny is I'm already over it.
All right, ready?
Yeah, I'm a Will fan, and I'll still watch Will Smith stuff. I just think it was a bonehead move that is undefendable. That's all.
Context and comedy. Look it up. Not you. Tell your friends. Context and comedy. Alopecia is not a death sentence. Okay?
I still love
Millions of
Kevin Spacey
people have
movies.
that, and it's unfortunate, and it sucks, and hey, Chris Rock tried to make a joke about it. That's what comedians do. They try to make light of dark subject matter, and I don't think he even knew.
Yeah.
Everybody there knew it was a joke. Will Smith thought it was funny until his wife had a problem with it. Questlove won an Academy Award, and Will Smith stole that moment from the guy. No one even fucking knows that Chris Rock presented an award to Questlove.
That's a great trivia question in 10 years from now.
It's pathetic that his moment was stolen because Will Smith had to make it all about him. And as a result, Chris Rock, his ticket sales have skyrocketed for his tour.
Good for him then,
And
right?
that's the final update. But man, the back and forth and how different people see this is just amazing to me.
Donald Trump publicly made fun of Ted Cruz's wife, and Ted Cruz didn't snap back. And Ted Cruz, like that, but again, these are different settings. Chris Rock is a comedian on stage in an award show. Context is something we're just not allowing to
Can you imagine
be a factor, huh?
if everybody went to NBC Studios because they don't like how they're being portrayed on Saturday Night Live, so they just wanted to beat up all the cast?
There was
That's what you're condoning.
on the show 30 Rock. There was a funny storyline where someone mocked Elizabeth Taylor, so she showed up and beat the hell out of him.
That's funny.
I love the people too. Like, yeah, man, I would do that. Well, then good, because you'd be in jail.
Right.
So that's what you'd rather do. You'd rather be in jail because you can't take a joke.
It's a good gauge.
You don't have to like
It's
the
a good
joke.
gauge.
when you have such a platform too, like Will Smith, in the moment, could have just held his tongue and gone on social media the next day and been like, "What, my wife suffers from this. What Chris Rock said was very inappropriate. Let me draw awareness to this."
Sure.
And I hope Chris thinks twice the next time he makes a joke about someone's wife.
Yeah, I think Chris Rock would have felt stupid.
And then
but
he would have
now,
felt-
yeah.
So what?
Yeah,
that would have been a much better way to handle it.
Much like when Will said, "Be the use your head. You usually come out on top, and the more you know."
But that's not what happened. And
If he had done that, he would have been the better person in this situation.
All right. Well,
And I'm sorry, guys, it had to be addressed again, just based on
the feedback.
all the feedback. Everybody spent an entire day looking at memes and
News
reading
cycle's
feedback.
already moved on for me.
So
the news cycle may have moved on for you, Spot, but go to TMZ, go to CNN, go to Google News, go to anything, and the news cycle has not moved on because now it's all
Not at
about
all.
everyone's reaction to it.
Yeah, so
there's
now-
no new news cycle.
My
Find
reaction
that
to the
news
reaction.
Find the new news cycle and tell me what's on yours because I'm curious.
They need to now they're doing a formal investigation into this, the Academy.
Well,
I
because
hope,
they're
honestly-
under the spotlight, Spot. How in the world
honestly,
did
the
they not escort the guy
the
out?
court-
He assaulted somebody.
The court of public opinion is going to make him have to give his Oscar back. I guarantee it.
Well, I'm
No,
not saying
because
that has to
that's a
happen,
slippery
but-
slope, Spot, because then people will be like, well, what about Kevin Spacey? What about this person? What about all these creeps? Like, it's not going to happen. They're going to move on past it, and
I don't
But he
care
did
about
it
that.
before he received
I'm so
it, so-
amazed that people could condone
At
this
the
shit
award show.
and act like it'd be okay if they fucking did it. Let me tell you, jagoffs, if you did that shit, you'd be in jail.
well, hold on, Spot. Does it matter, though? Even if Will Smith got his Oscar taken away, it wouldn't matter because he won it. It's like Reggie Bush with the Heisman. When you win it, when you go up there and do your speech, the world knows you won it. If they take it away after the fact, does it really matter?
Man, it wasn't fake. It wasn't fake, guys. It just
No.
wasn't.
No, but you get that theory? Like, if it happened, like if you saw it happen, like when the Astros won the World Series and people are like, yeah, Astros, more like asterisks. Like, well, no, but you know what they did? They celebrated their fans, high five, they hugged. Take it away now? Yeah, sure. I don't give a shit.
Doesn't matter.
You told me the 49ers won the Super Bowl and then they found out they cheated and it's like, well, they're taking it away. I'm like, well, guess what I did? I celebrated the moment and loved it. So take it away. Take them all away. I don't give a shit.
It was an exhausting day of social media just to see the divide.
Yeah, no, yeah, listen, people really
And
love.
hey, maybe that's a great distraction because there are real problems and world issues that are more important.
Well,
but
you
maybe
can
people
make
needed
the
a break from that.
You can make the argument that fighting about Will Smith and Chris Rock slapping each other, getting slapped, is way better than Zelensky and Putin and Russia and Ukraine and COVID and Fauci
That's more important,
and Biden and Trump and politics.
Doesn't mean it ain't still happening.
No, but what I'm saying is, Spot, what do you need a mental break from? Probably the serious stuff. So fighting about a stupid slap is probably a nice refresher.
Jordyn checked on me yesterday because I was in the bathroom so long.
Yeah.
But I was cutting my hair, but it was like a 2-hour process.
Oh, you were involved.
I was listening to music, you know, and she's like, and really thinking about it, I just needed a break from all the Will Smith, Chris Rock divide. I'm like, you know what? I'm in my zone listening to some music. I need a break. She's like, you've been in here for like 3 hours. I'm like, I'm good. Don't worry about it. Just unwinding. I'm just cooling off.
Yeah. I don't think anyone needs to be canceled. I don't think awards need to be taken away. I think we just need to I don't think we need to all agree to do anything, to be honest. But I think
so. I mean, I could choose to not like somebody for a minute.
Here's my final take, and we'll move on. I think you probably feel the same way, probably a little harsher. Will Smith, bonehead move. I don't think he should be canceled. I don't think his award should be taken away. He apologized. I don't think Chris Rock needs to apologize for anything.
He snapped.
He snapped. And you know what?
When you and I snap, it's in our living rooms.
Yeah.
He's had a big award show.
And you know what? Will Smith has...
and you guys are going to defend this
Will
behavior?
Smith has been a good man for his whole life publicly and everything. And if Chris Rock is going to be all right with it, then what do you care or what do I care? I just think
Chris Rock's not all right with it, man.
I wonder. Apparently, he went back to his dressing room and left the award show, but he had planned to do that. So it wasn't a
stain on both of their careers, man.
I think it makes Chris Rock look composed and mature, to be honest. I think but
no one wants to feel like a punk like that. Like, oh, Will Smith wouldn't have done it to this comedian, that comedian.
Yeah, he wouldn't have done it to Dwayne. He wouldn't have done it to Dwayne The Rock.
What does that say about Chris Rock? What does that say about him? He's a punk? That doesn't feel good, man. What does Tony Rock feel about that?
But he's gonna.
What does his brother and his family feel
definitely
about that?
Gonna have some content out of it. It won't be mean spirited.
It's gonna be great.
It won't be mean spirited, but he'll probably start his whole new comedy special with like probably something with a simple something simple like, you ever get slapped? Like he'll probably do a whole
slapped in the face. Yeah, he'll do some shit.
I'm talking. You don't even see it coming. like there's. He's going to do a whole bit about it. He won't disparage them. And he'll probably make fun of his G.I. Jane joke, like all over it. Damn G.I. Jane. Like he's gonna go in. It's gonna be fun.
The sad truth is Will Smith probably needs some help, man.
The reality
so
is
stop defending that and tell him to get some help.
Based on the feedback, Andrew's right, Spot. Look at the feedback there. Will Smith made a mistake and has since apologized. No further action needed. Let's all move on.
Read his whole comment. Make sure you read his whole comment.
No.
Why?
I agree with that. So stop acting like you guys would do the same thing. Because what you're saying you would do is you would behave like someone in their lowest moment.
Chris Rock did not put out an apology. I'm reading some of the feedback.
I don't think he should.
People are being confused. It's a fake apology.
It's a fake apology.
It's not from a Chris Rock account.
I checked all the sources. I checked them all.
Chris Rock, no statement.
Can we put Will Smith up against this guy?
No! Larry, what the hell are you doing?
Larry!
Larry, you can't just... Oh,
Larry! Oh, are you all right? How did you...
Larry!
You ever see this?
I have. I'm sorry, guys.
What's going on here? Oh,
Sir, I'm arrested. Oh!
What is this? What is this
It's
stupid?
supposed to be a parody of. Remember that show, The Slap?
Oh, yeah. The slap.
Part 2.
Well,
coming soon.
had to be addressed, man.
Ow, what?
And by the way, by no means am I personally attacking anybody listening.
I feel attacked.
Or as my mom would say, though, if the shoe fits, but if the shoe fits, that's not my problem. I'm not even thinking of anyone specific. I'm just going based on the temperature of social media and the feedback I see and the news that I'm watching.
Tadoop. Ta-da.
The
Well,
end.
the best thing to come out. The meme that I agreed with most was, if not for the slap, I'm not quite sure most people knew the Oscars were happening. Like the
You know what I hate,
Oscars.
though, dude? Like I said, everybody's an expert.
No,
Everybody's
people know they're happening.
Everybody's an alopecia expert. No one's ever used that word. You know how I know? When I had it, nobody fucking knew what it was. Nobody.
I had it, too.
Nobody knew what that shit was when I had it. I've talked about it on the show.
I've had it,
Nobody
too.
knew what it was. All of a sudden, overnight, experts.
Well, people took a time out from their people decided to retire from being infectious disease experts, and now they're alopecia
Everyone's
experts.
an alopecia expert. Everybody overnight.
as a
Meanwhile,
teenager.
before the day
Spot,
before,
are you
they
still an
didn't even know.
international affairs expert or no?
As a teenager, I had alopecia. No, I'm not. Sorry, Rich.
I had to find those pictures just to back up my point. So eat my ass.
I think most people wouldn't even have mentioned the Oscars happened if it wasn't for that. So, hey, if anything,
However, the ratings were higher than ever. Regardless, they were up. I think.
Well, it was the first.
56%.
It was the first one.
Since
it was the first
COVID.
like real one.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
COVID, they did it the past 2 years. It was the first time they had hosts back.
Amy Schumer and Wanda Sykes.
Who again made fun of other people. No one got out of their seat.
And yeah, so it was closer to how it originally was.
Yeah. Now, they're saying the best moment of the Oscars, other than the slap heard around the world. There was 2 Lady Gaga moments that got a lot of, that people loved. Number one was when Liza Minnelli.
Overshadowed, yeah.
When
Sad.
Liza Minnelli was struggling on stage, because she's old. She's just old. Lady Gaga gave like a super sweet, comforting, like,
Lady
I got
Gaga.
you. Like, I got you.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, like talk about just like a really tender moment. I don't think I've ever used that word on our show. Tender. It was a very tender moment.
Lady Gaga is really good with old people. With Tony Bennett, you see her with Tony Bennett.
Spot, you make a joke. Someone said she's the perfect escort of old legends as
Hold on,
they
can I address Reggie?
wrap down their career.
Reggie said, "Do I have an autoimmune disorder?" That's what happens when your body starts attacking your hair.
Technically, yes.
So technically,
Yes.
it might have never gone away.
Alopecia.
That's what that is, dumbass.
Alopecia areata. Now
That's
that I'm
exactly what I had.
now that I'm a,
diagnosed, I had to go get treated and everything.
now that we're all doctors.
So it's a
again.
disorder of your immune system because your immune is fighting things that are supposed to be there. Your hair.
I had it.
No one knew what that shit was when I had that shit.
I did.
Everyone's
I
an
had
expert now.
You learned about that the next day after you learned about mRNA vaccines, right?
No, I
Spot,
learned
was
about
that
it
the
when
day-
the doctor told me you have alopecia areata. I was like, what the fuck is that? Am I going to die?
I had it way before you.
They're like, no, it's very common. It's not a big deal. But if you read everybody's feedback, it's like, oh my God, how insensitive.
All right, well, Lady Gaga.
Get out of here.
Lady Gaga had a really tender moment where she was super sweet to Liza Minnelli and was like, I got you, because Liza was struggling through the award.
Yeah,
I know. It made me sad when I saw Liza.
she's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And
Now we're going to show you something else, and then we're going to tell you who it is.
are right now.
Oh, good.
I got you.
I got you. I know. That is sweet.
That is sweet.
very sweet moment. Very
hate
emotional.
seeing
I'm
people
getting
get-
teary-eyed
I mean-
watching
like
that.
that.
That was very sweet.
I mean, you have to respect the legend that is Liza Minnelli.
Well, that's
But it
a
was
class
almost
act.
like it was like the whisper of "I got you." Wasn't supposed to be heard. Like when the guy said,
Maybe she just sneezed though. She's
"I
got-
messed up." When Ernest Borgnine said, "I messed a bit a lot." Like I don't think we were supposed to hear that, which is why I think it was sweet because it was "I got you."
Hey,
but it was on mic. But
Is Will Smith capable of that? Of course. He
Yeah.
had a bad moment. Lady Gaga, however, she displayed some class that night. And you know what though?
I think you know what? Will Smith should have got up there and been like, "Yo, Liza, get your shit together," and slapped her.
Just slapped her too.
Yeah, that's the.
But
No meat. You don't eat meat.
I masturbate a lot.
Okay, I think.
they asked Ernest Borgnine his secret
Right, what was
to
it?
a
Hold on.
long life.
Today, we're going to talk to you in the after the show. But real quickly, you're 91 years old. You look fantastic. You look like you're in your late 60s, early 70s. What's the secret?
I don't dare tell you.
No meat. You don't eat meat.
I masturbate a lot.
Okay, I think.
Years removed, that shit is hilarious.
Honestly,
Even more hilarious. It's
I mean,
unreal.
that's by the
more
way,
heartwarming to me
that's
than
that's
anything.
as tender and sweet as Gaga telling Liza Minnelli, "I got you, I got
Oh,
you."
that's my second favorite open mic moment. My first is when Frank Drebin was taking a piss and he forgot.
That was a good one.
Yeah, remember he's singing. Anyway,
Frank Drebin, Liza Minnelli, and Gaga, and of course
that's the case. I'm going to
the
live.
late great Ernest
I'm
Borgnine.
going to live to 150.
that was a very sweet moment. Again,
masturbate a
lost
lot.
in the whole Academy Awards saga. But Lady Gaga, very classy
Oh.
in that moment,
But-
and she has experience dealing with old timers.
Yeah, she
And I don't mean
is
Alzheimer's. I mean old timers. You know, her relationship with Tony Bennett.
Yeah, though-
she had to walk him through all of that.
Tony
shit.
Bennett and Lady Gaga have a relationship that is unbelievable. She was with him during all his final shows.
Yeah,
And
that's
he
awesome.
did his final show in New York City, and Gaga was with him. And we already talked about this months and months ago, but Tony Bennett, for everything he forgets, the one thing he doesn't forget, it's wild, and it just shows how the brain works in mysterious ways. When you start playing music, he knows all his lyrics, he knows the chords, he knows the music was the last to go from Tony Bennett's memory.
Well, I think I've said this, but a lot of times, like this happened with my grandmother. I know like older people that are decompensating, or like they're losing their minds. You play music for them, and they just light up. They remember it like it was yesterday. Especially older music.
To any old person,
yeah,
you say, "Let's play Kick the Can."
Kick the can.
Oh, they all love that.
Yeah,
and they all get young again.
Like Kristen will do that with her old World War II patients.
By the way, that's the
She'll
Twilight
just like
Zone
play
movie
music on her phone.
reference.
They'll be like old music, and they'll start moving around. Like, oh, I remember this.
Now, there was another Lady Gaga moment, which I want to bring this up because it is there's a new G chord dip away, by the way. Explain the G chord dip away for people.
It's the Irish exit, but it's when the music's on at the party and you're done with this conversation. You just like start playing air guitar and
Conversation
you
starts
sort of,
going
like,
nowhere.
back out of the
So
room.
Covino, like everything else good in life.
Yo,
and-
bro, yeah, everything's good. You sort of fade away,
Yeah.
like jamming out.
When the conversation hits a lull, you jam out to whatever's playing.
I'm in my zone, man. Oh, this is my song.
Oh, the G chord?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You want to talk about vaccines? Oh, my song's on.
Oh.
Then you just walk away.
The G chord dip away. There's a new G chord dip
We
away.
invented it.
There's a new way to get out of a conversation that you don't want to have. Apparently, Lady Gaga's on the red carpet and bumps into Caitlyn Jenner. And it really is like the small talk is done. It's like, hey, how are you? Hi, Caitlyn. Oh, Gaga, great to see you. Yeah. And Gaga is like, I'm sort of done with this conversation. And he goes, Spot, I sent you the clip. He goes, I don't see at Starbucks. Pardon me. She said,
I do that too
I know,
sometimes.
and I didn't do that intentionally.
Never disrespectfully.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner, she says, yeah, I don't see you much at Starbucks anymore. And Gaga's like, yeah, I got a new barista.
No way, really?
Check it out. It's the only snippet.
What happened to our Starbucks? I used to see
Hi,
you all the time.
hi, Caitlyn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, hi, Gaga. Hey, Gaga, what's going
this
on,
new
baby?
Olive Oil is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. Look at my, I'm looking beautiful. So are you? Yeah. Welcome to the Oscars. Hi, Caitlyn. So Gaga, I don't see you at the Beverly Hills Starbucks. See?
You still out there?
You still out there? Where are you? Are you in the Hollywood Hills? Are you in the Valley? Where are you?
Fucking Will Smith rules everything. I missed this.
Where are you? So I don't see you. Don't get your macchiato anymore. I changed baristas. Spot, do you have it?
I have changed baristas.
No, do you have the clip? There it is.
I'm good, thank you.
Lady Gaga dressed.
Yes.
Are you still out there?
Yes.
I have to meet you with the second.
I switched baristas.
I know. Well, good seeing you, Caitlyn.
I switched baristas and just walks away.
Switched baristas.
It's a little awkward.
I know. I
switched.
I like my reenactment better. Yeah, baby, how are you? Haven't seen
Hey,
you.
you look fantastic.
Yeah, I've been getting the cold brew with the sweet cream vanilla.
Yeah,
what
we
do you
should get cake pops,
Do you want a cake pop or you want a pumpkin loaf? Because I haven't seen you, baby.
I love that the pumpernickel loaves they have.
I don't care. Do you want the lemon cake?
No, the poppy one. Isn't there a poppy?
You want the lemon poppy
You
one?
got poppy seeds?
Yeah, baby.
I go to Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf now.
All right, I got a new barista.
Don't forget the
All right,
tea leaf.
We can disagree on Will Smith, guys. Can we agree that shit is funny?
Yeah.
Let's agree on that shit is funny.
I think we should have even played it because
sorry.
our interaction was better.
That is great. I'm sorry, I got a new barista.
Yeah, baby.
okay.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right,
So
all right.
things are great. I made a run for politics, and I was there. I fucking conquered both sexes. When I was a man, now a woman. I'm just fucking killing it.
I'm a huge
I changed
fan.
baristas. Bye.
Caitlyn Jenner fan. Speaks sense.
Oh,
That's what the world needs. Sense.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Logic.
Just so you know, Caitlyn Jenner. She is a fucking star at these award shows. We were at the ESPYs broadcasting. Not even broadcasting. We were just guests. We were walking the red carpet, hanging and just observing. And we saw A-listers walking up and down the carpet.
She looks really big
And
in high heels, though.
Caitlyn.
I say that kindly.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner is a star. When I say that, I mean, she walks down the carpet. Everyone wants to talk to Caitlyn Jenner.
Good to see you.
I mean, is there a more interesting life?
No.
Hey, it's me, Caitlyn.
Olympians.
Great.
Transgender.
I love it.
Wrapped up with the whole Jenner Kardashian world.
Not in the new show,
there is no more. Definitely a top 10 interesting person to talk
I wonder
to.
how Caitlyn Jenner feels like.
That she's left out of the new show?
No, that she sort of opened. I mean, it's always been there, but don't you feel like she opened floodgates in a way? Like, hey, wait a second. It took me all these years to do this.
You know, the transgender community.
I wonder how she really feels about it.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't feel like,
wait
they
a second.
embrace.
Have you really made up your mind? It took me foolish time.
I don't think that community embraces her as their ambassador because I think leans a bit conservative.
At least she waited till she was done competing to do it.
Yeah, no.
I'm
an amazing person, though.
I always found her fascinating. We've met Caitlyn when she was Bruce. We met Caitlyn after she became Caitlyn, and always kind to us. I'm a fan. I like Caitlyn Jenner.
Big time fan.
I would bump into Caitlyn at Starbucks and be like, yeah, pumpkin loaf, I'll have one too. Yeah, give me a cold brew, baby. Yeah.
I want to go splitsies. You get one, I get one.
Well, yeah, I'll get the pumpkin loaf. You get the lemon cake. We'll do splitsies. And where's Gaga been? Change baristas. Bang. Bang. I changed baristas. Bang. So let me.
What's your barista's name?
Change
Damo.
Damo, make me my macchiato.
I have a dumb story. I have it's like so dumb.
Oh, I was at Starbucks yesterday.
From you?
Actually, just the other day, I went to the mall by U Spot.
Isn't it amazing, bro? Here's what Starbucks really destroys.
Your butthole?
Cake pops with kids. How would it destroy your butthole?
Coffee.
Butthole's close, Spot.
Coffee.
But
coffee makes you.
Coffee's a diuretic.
Like adults.
Makes you go. You didn't. Coffee makes you go.
But it doesn't destroy your
think
butthole.
it will.
It's not Del Taco.
Oh,
But
it can.
anytime anyone's like, "Hey, you want to go to Starbucks?" You're down. Yeah, Starbucks. Let's go.
Starbucks became the ultimate. Let's meet to discuss business. Let's meet on a date. Let's meet an old friend.
You already hit it though.
Yeah.
Like even kids though are growing up.
I look for the classic
Loving Starbucks
coffee shops.
They reel the kids in with the cake pops.
Thanks, contrary.
And the juices. And then when kids grow up, like my daughter wants a Frappuccino. Like she doesn't want a Slurpee. I mean, she does because she's a kid. But if you ask a kid where they want to go to Starbucks, it's crazy. They got them hooked early, man.
Yeah.
They did a great job at that shit.
Frappuccinos really pushed it over the edge for kids.
For real.
Or
because
you can do coffee-free ones.
So
they're just milkshakes.
I gotta look at these numbers. Hold on, because I guarantee it's gone up. Holy bananas! Look, Spot. I'm gonna send you a screenshot.
Holy bananas!
I want you to check this out because this is.
Is it a stock thing?
No,
I can just pull up a ticker.
No, not the ticker. It's It is, my friend, a bar graph. Look at this graph. Can you get Chad Kruger looking at this graph?
Oh, I would love to.
It's a bar graph of
Chad Kruger should just be smacking everybody because everybody makes fun of him all the time.
Starbucks locations from 2003 till 2020. Look at this graph. Look at this graph.
Is that the graph? Hold on.
Who doesn't love that?
Look at this graph.
Thanks, Chad.
You're the best, Chad.
I miss Vine. Sometimes I really miss Vine.
Starbucks is the ultimate business meetup, the ultimate sit at your laptop and do work on your own. Let me get out of the house place to hang. Starbucks is a teenage, let's go get a macchiato, girls.
Yeah, man.
Starbucks is the, yo, nice to meet you. Yo, let's get a cup of coffee this week.
That's what I'm saying.
Starbucks
coffee was an adult drink,
right,
for the majority of our lives.
Yeah,
they just changed the game.
Spot, look at this graph. Look at this graph. It's from 03.
Is it a moving graph?
No, I
Those
love
are my favorite.
moving graphs are my favorite.
Moving graphs. They're the best.
I saw a moving graph of
Would it
fast
be a
food
moving
chains.
chart? Are they moving charts?
Moving charts of
I
fast
love
food.
moving
I saw a
charts.
moving graph of playoff wins by NFL franchises. Moving graphs give you a boner.
That's a bar graph.
Yeah. They're moving bar graphs. Spot, look at the bar graph I just sent you. Look at this graph, and it's 20 years of Starbucks and the number of locations worldwide.
Sorry, I gotta zoom it out. Hang on.
And this stopped 2 years ago. I can only imagine it's more because now I feel like even supermarkets, like down the block from me.
So this is locations worldwide.
Down the block from me, Spot. There's 2 independent Starbucks. One in the shopping center near my house. One down Victory Spot, like a mile down the block near that Stonefire Grill. So there's 2 independent Starbucks.
There's also
There's a Starbucks inside Pavilions. There's a Starbucks inside Ralph's. There's 4 Starbucks within probably 2 miles of this house.
There's the Starbucks inside Pavilions.
Yeah.
But there's also one outside next to Pavilions.
No, that's what I said. That's the one in that shopping center.
Yeah,
so there's 2 there and 4 within a mile or so. So we're talking 10. There's over 30.
Next to our mailbox.
I bet you nowadays there's probably 35,000 plus locations.
Well, oh yeah.
I mean, this is 3 years ago.
Based on this no, this is up till last year. So the blank space you see.
I remember Tommy Lee had
2020.
one on
Yeah, 2020. So 2 more years of growth. I think you're looking at a couple more thousand.
If you ride the trend, but you have to also have to keep in mind it probably slowed down over the past year or so. So yeah, it's probably easily. This is worldwide, easily 35.
I don't care if you like Dunkin' better. I don't care if you like Coffee Bean better. I don't care if you like Phil's or Pete's or anyone's better. Gregory's Coffee.
Dutch Bros.
It's not a matter of what you like better. My favorite coffee?
Was that
Two Rivers in Texas. Remember I got the dude? I'm not asking you what your favorite coffee spot is.
Or his last.
I'm not asking you what your favorite coffee place.
When you 2 go out to dinner,
What is your favorite coffee place?
Are you Dutch Bros? Like, do you just split the bill?
Yeah, Dutch Bros.
I used to be Dutch Bros with Gaga.
Having the barista.
We go Dutch and splitsies and halvesies.
So I'm not asking you what the best coffee is because I also will not answer Starbucks is my favorite. That's not the point, bozo brains.
It's their marketing.
The point is, if you ask me what I want, you know what? Truthfully, I'd take that Texas place of love, 2 Rivers. You like Dutch Bros. I know Phil's coffee is a treat. Coffee Bean. I like Coffee Bean in their ice drinks because they got the pellet ice.
I've never had a Phil's that I've enjoyed. Is that weird?
Probably.
I'm sure
it's
it's great.
Yeah, they're. I mean, they have
had
a mint iced coffee that's fantastic.
Never appealed to me.
Oh, well, hey, that's you. But I'm saying like there's people that love like Pete's coffee. I always think Pete's coffee just seems like might as well get a coffee machine like in your house.
My own coffee.
So point is,
Spots
it's not about the taste. It's about the Starbucks brand and what it represents as far as meet for lunch, meet for a cup of coffee, girls going out for a chocolatey drink after middle school or high school. It is the central meeting location. How many times have we had a business meeting where the simple answer is, oh, let's meet at Starbucks for a quick drink?
Everybody loves it, man.
When we worked at ESPN,
we're hooked.
What did we do every night with Janelle? No, let's take a walk to Starbucks because it was an easy place to just go get a coffee and chat. Chit-chat.
It's pricey, though.
Starbucks wins, bro. I don't know how this even came up. Oh, Caitlyn Jenner.
However, behind the velvet rope, guys,
Caitlyn Jenner.
We had a cool meetup about 2 years ago. Colin Cowherd.
Yeah.
And it was at Coffee Bean.
It was.
Yeah. It wasn't at Starbucks.
No. What does that tell you?
It was at Coffee Bean. People just like meeting up for coffee places, but Starbucks set the standard.
So
man.
Colin Cowherd meets us at Coffee Bean. Do we ever tell this story?
I drink coffee at any time of day. You can't go meet for a drink at 2:00 in the afternoon. If you still have a work day.
No, I'm going to tell a little story time in a second. Let me go pee, then I'm going to do a little story time.
You're going to pee, then story time?
Yeah. You want to pee while I'm doing story time?
Paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman, you have a telephone call at the front desk.
You got to look like Garth when Wayne stormed off the set. Remember that?
Yeah. Hey. Actually, I have a really quick story I could tell you because Rich has story time.
Can I do a quick, here's a quick palate cleanse.
No, at what point?
Hi, I'm Renata Bliss, and I'm your freestyle dance teacher.
Nice. That's
great. Welcome
great.
back, Rich.
I like that.
You know what it was? It was all that
that.
damn coffee I'm drinking that had to pee. Sorry.
I was about to
Coffee,
tell my story,
please.
but again, it wouldn't have been a good transition.
No, my story is that Covino and I met once for a coffee at Coffee Bean to just prove your point that coffee is the ultimate let's meet up quick with Colin Cowherd. And he was talking about all these big plans he had for us and all this stuff. And you know, we have a good relationship with Colin Cowherd. telling us we're the best young radio duo in the country.
Yeah, I agreed with him.
Patting us on the back a bit. And this is right around COVID time. And I always remember, like, you take the lead of the person you're with.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that was the old thing back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
You take the lead of who you're with as far as how you're handling masks and this and that. Remember, that was like the social etiquette in the business world.
Mm-hmm.
So he walks into the Coffee Bean maskless. So we're like, I'll take my mask off. Who cares? This little barista like reprimanded Colin Cowherd.
Barista Beach.
I mean,
and all I could think is like, not that who you are matters, but this person didn't seem to care anything who Colin Cowherd was or anything. And it was like, she just like yelled at him. He's like, oh, I'm sorry.
I love those moments though.
It was a weird, refreshing moment because it's like, yo, she doesn't give a shit.
I say shame on Colin Cowherd for thinking he's above the law.
It was one of those times where we didn't know.
It was one of those times where like it was early on in the vid, so like you walk into
everyone was super strict.
No, you walk into a place and you're not sure. You're like, well, do I have to wear a mask here or not? Or like,
that's what you do now.
No, now have you wore a mask since it's been lifted?
No, but I still feel weird when I go in places because like half the people are wearing masks.
Think of how much clandestine coffee there is. Clandestine.
That'd be a great coffee place name.
I'm going to be hosting the Oscars next year. I had a clandestine meeting about it last night.
Everyone wants to hear.
Very popular meme.
I don't think
Mike Tyson's hosting next year.
What do you think it is? Is it the mask? Not the mask. Is it the slap heard around the world? Is it the war? What is it that you think officially stuck a fork in COVID?
The war. It
the
was the
fact
war.
that people were getting sick, but not like sick. They were getting like the reduced effects of COVID.
It was the war.
The war? You think the war?
The war was the big thing that distracted. It was like right at the right time where the final restrictions were being lifted. And then here's the war.
Because I'm talking like LA, this place was locked down. Now I haven't seen a mask. When I see a mask, it's more of a rarity. Like, what is this person doing? Right? Think about it.
Yeah.
Like, Spot's right. It did take like a week or so. I remember going to the supermarket. I'm like, half the people are still wearing a mask and they don't have to. Yeah. And those people did the slow release. But hey, I don't think we're ever going to wear a mask again.
Speaking of
except a plane. I think a plane is where we wear a mask for a while.
Wood, man.
What?
Because it's
Knock
still
on wood. Why are you jinxing everybody?
Because it's still federal law.
No, but I'm saying but until what? Until 3 weeks from now?
Who knows?
They extended it from March 13th to April 13th. So April 13th, they could lift the mask mandate on planes, and then you won't see them anywhere.
The world may never know.
I hope you're right. So, quick story. The Colin Cowherd thing proves the point, though. You know, that's where you meet up. No one's going to say no to it. Everyone's down for it. Everyone wants to pick me up. Everybody has their drink. Everybody loves it, from kids to grandmas, just like the show Rich is going to tell you about later. Rich has a show that appeases everybody. That's hard to find. So stick around for that. But Rich, at what point, I have a question for you. At what point do you just give up, or do you keep trying? Because there's a famous quote that I believe I said it. It's hard to beat someone that never gives up.
You did say that.
I'm pretty sure I said that.
You made that up. I think you made that up.
Say that again?
It was either me or Mike Tyson or Pete Rose or somebody.
Can you say that one more time?
It's hard to beat somebody that never gives up.
Hard to beat somebody that never gives up. Oh, yeah.
Right? I like that. Who had that quote of, like, I never lost, I just ran out of rounds or just ran out of time?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Who said that one? That's a good one. Like, I've never lost a fight, I just ran out of rounds or ran out of time.
Who the hell was it? It was someone good, too. I'll look it up while you talk. Keep going.
I subscribe to a lot of those things, man. I do take bits and pieces. I'm definitely that person that takes bits and pieces of people I admire. I have a lot of people that I'm like, that's my guy.
Michael Jordan said, I never lost the game, I just ran out of time.
Wait.
Michael Jordan said that?
Yeah.
So do serial killers. Take bits and pieces of people they admire.
That's true.
I don't mean like little, what do they call them though? Tokens?
Little blood slides?
Souvenirs.
They call it something. Mementos? Maybe, I don't mean mementos. I mean, like, I like that quality.
Right.
I never lost a game. I just ran out of time.
Who said
Michael Jordan?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who said it's hard to beat someone who never gives up?
And he took that personally.
I think it was me, but it could have been Mike Tyson. Could have been Pete Rose. Could have been. Forget who said that. So I'm
Babe
asking
Ruth.
you, Babe Ruth said that?
It's hard to beat a person who never gives up. Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
It's hard to beat someone who never gives up.
Really is hard.
The Babe says it.
And I subscribe to that. I like that quote.
Now we'll go down to Scoops Callahan on the field with Babe Ruth. Babe, what do you have to say about today's game?
I'll tell you what I'll say. It's hard to beat someone that never gives up.
And the Babe
Some
delivers
people have like God-given
a set of quotes.
gifts, right?
Back to you.
Some people just have heart, man.
Yeah.
And I feel like I got to beat you in that game. Like, yeah, okay, you can be better than me, but I'm not going to quit. I was thinking about this yesterday too, because I put myself in Chris Rock's scenario, and I admired his composure in that moment. And I'm a lover, not a fighter. And it would have been hard for me to have kept my composure. And then I imagined myself like getting into the tussle with someone who smacked me publicly like that. And I know even if I was going to get my ass whooped, I'm going to fucking go down swinging, dude, in that moment. Once you set me off, it's going to be hard to beat me because I'm not going to give up until you knock me out. So I had all these thoughts yesterday just to tie it all together. That's just the chihuahua inside. But I keep it reserved. I'm not a fighter, but it's going to be hard to beat me if you get me going.
True.
In anything. Because that's my strength, right? You could outsize me. You could outplay me. You could be faster than me. But I'm going to keep on fucking coming. But at what point, Spot?
So mature.
Not talking about my penis, all right?
Yeah. Come on. He's having like a
so mature
moment, and here you are making dick jokes.
At what point do you give up, Spot, is my question. Because
when I stop
you have to know your strengths, right? You do have to know your strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And I've realized, and we've talked about it, and I've done Behind the Velvet Ropes on it, on our Patreon, handy shit, I'm the worst at. I blame my parents. They taught me nothing. They taught me how to be a good person. They taught me how to not give up. But they didn't teach me how to do shit. And then I have to take accountability because I got to an age where I could have learned myself. And I chose not to. At what point do you just say, I'm not doing it anymore? Because every time I do or try, it's a disaster. So here's my conundrum. Here's my pickle. How can I subscribe to Babe Ruth? It's hard to beat somebody who never gives up when I am also declaring that I quit ever trying to do Mr. Fix-It shit ever again.
Quit.
No, I
quit.
know.
You should never do it again. You should never.
But then I'm like, yeah, but I never quit. That's my only strength. I got to keep trying. You know, I got to keep trying. That's my only. So now I'm in this pickle. Guess what happened just the other day?
Hit what?
Oh, I can't wait to
No, it's the dumbest thing. It's such a non-story. That's why I built up this whole Babe Ruth thing. Such a non-story. But again, it reminded me of, anything handy, anything that has to do with nails or paint or plaster or sandpaper. Just like I'm allergic to it. Like I just got to quit. I'm like,
there's no point.
Quit.
It's not for you.
So the other day, right? I'm fixing up. I have a work shed, me of all people, with a pegboard and everything.
What?
Yeah, I got that. I'm the last guy that should have that. It's wasted on me. I got a nice little workshop.
What do you keep on your pegboard?
Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Clamps?
I'm gonna find stupid shit to put there. So
Clamps.
I'm cleaning it up because I just got my doors put in. It came out fantastic. The person who did our studio did my doors. TheModBarn.com. Shout out to Ryan Justin. Super handsome, super talented. This guy is good with his hands. Handy guy. Could fix shit kind of guy. Real man kind of guy.
I love seeing him with a tape measure.
Yeah,
he's so
busted
good.
ass.
He keeps it on his belt, and he just he measures things like.
Yeah, he's a different kind of guy.
Man.
I respect that.
What a man!
Yeah, but I like that. I could be friends with okay, I could learn something from this guy.
He wears
We're different.
flannel shirts.
I like that. He's cool.
Yeah, he's great.
So he did my doors. He did our studio. So now I'm sort of straightening shit up, and I'm fixing the work area, my work shed. I don't know what you would call it.
Covino's little workshop.
My little
Covino's little workshop.
Stevie's little workshop.
Oh,
I have my little workshop.
By Taika.
And I have all my paint cans there, and I have them all labeled because I'm very meticulous. I'm ridiculous about being meticulous. See, I have good qualities. So I'm labeling. This is the paint for Melody's bedroom. Bathroom paint. Because no one did that. I did it. I'm doing it. Paint for doors.
It's your little he shed.
So, dude, there's a paint can I lift up, right? And I'm like, oh, and it's all like rusty, gooey water. Like what is that? Yeah, and it was like stuck to the shelf. You know what I'm talking about? Like I'm sure you can imagine. It was like
Rusty,
rust
gooey
and
water,
remnants, and like what is that? What happened to this paint can? And I think what happened was, and here I am, right? I'm now cleaning, like, Jordyn, give me a napkin. And she comes out with a little, no, I need paper towels, not a little, well, you didn't say.
Now's not the time to conserve paper towels, Jordyn.
This is my nightmare. This
Your
is
half
every day.
sheet.
Ready? Jordyn, give me a napkin.
What's with the conservation of the paper
The two
towel?
of you-
What am I gonna do with that?
The two of you have set a precedent with your paper towels. It's like those.
You guys are weirdos with it.
Those single rip
I get
sheets
so mad
that are
about
the
it.
half size. That should be the standard. You guys rip those in half, sometimes in quarter. I'm like, why? What's the
you know what else,
point?
Bob? And she's so
Get a
great.
Mapina.
I say this kindly too. I say
Get a
this kindly
reusable.
because she's
Get a
great.
ShamWow.
And I put her through so much like nonsense, right? But she's great. But I picture my mom like cleaning. My mom had like all these rags with Old English on them. My mom would be like buffing the fucking Ethan Allen furniture with her pledge until her nose was running for some reason. Taking out all her frustrations and childhood issues and anger toward my dad on her furniture till that shit was shining like a mirror. And here's how Jordyn cleans. With a napkin this big. Because she saved this piece of napkin to clean the counter. Because she's conserving shit. Not because she's not putting an elbow into it. Because that's how she is. So anyway, I pick up the paint can. Jordyn, I don't know what this is. I need something to clean this up with. She comes out with this. I'm like, no, look at this.
That would drive me insane.
So that's all the time though, dude. Like, what am I going to do with this? Can't you wipe my ass with this? Long story short, try to make it fun. When I pulled the paint can, it was kind of stuck to the bottom, and it was stuck with this goo on the bottom.
Right.
Goo! Somehow, yeah, like the rust, whatever it was. And I looked at the paint can. It was from 2014. So that was before I got here, right? So it's been a minute, but it was full. When I went in to get my own paper towel, because I was all mad and shit. I was all mad.
Oh, I know what's going on here.
Do you really? Because I've
Yeah.
never had this happen before. I was going to call my dad and be like, "This ever happened to you?" I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I'm lost because no one's ever taught me or told me anything. I was raised by wolves who loved me, but still taught me nothing. No survival skills.
None.
They taught me to be a nice person and eat your veggies and shit like that. That's it, though. When I pulled the can off the thing, I made a hole in the bottom of the can.
Yep.
Oh, you know this. So it like rotted away the bottom of the paint can. So when I pulled it off, I also pulled a hole.
So now there's
out of the
paint.
paint can. So dude, I don't know this, right? So I go inside. Oh, fucking you give me this little napkin. I'm gonna go get my own napkins. And I get like a whole thing of napkins. Dude, I come back. Dude, all this paint is seeping all over like my tool shed. And then, of course, can you imagine how mad I am, dude? At that point, the paint is all over the shelves, all over the floor. No. And then I'm like, do I save the paint? Jordan's like, put some tape. I'm like, I don't think it's like
Save
it's
the
like
paint?
contaminated now, right? I'm like,
What are you saving the paint for? It's almost a 10-year-old can of paint.
Yeah, that has to go.
yeah. So I did the heave ho, fucking down the chute, like fucking paint.
You're not supposed to
And then
also
and then
throw
I spent-
paint out
Yeah,
regularly.
yeah,
Yeah, well, guess what I did? I was at that point.
Bad for this. Yeah.
Dude, I was so mad.
Chemical,
It was just gooing all over the place. Coming out. It was all over everything. You know what it ruined too, Spot? For years I've had this crate that opens and closes. And I had all my, you know how every man has their wires in a crate.
Oh, the wire, yeah.
All my extension cords, my circuits, my extensions,
the box of wires that
my
every
box
man
of
has
wires.
that you
Dude,
never
the
know.
paint went all over it.
Inside the crate?
All everywhere, dude. So now here I am wasting paper towels and sponges trying to clean this shit. But man, that's when I said to myself, you know, why do I bother? Why? I can't even lift a can of paint without it spilling
that's
all
not
over.
your.
I quit.
That's not your
I
fault.
quit. I don't care.
That's
But
not your
the
fault.
spot-
He didn't have the foresight.
It's always a
No,
nightmare.
He
you
didn't have,
you
he didn't
never-
have the
always a
foresight to
nightmare.
see what was going to happen. It's
Always
just
a
not
nightmare.
his specialty. He should
not.
stay away and not touch
But
anything.
you never.
always a nightmare.
You never.
No
but
matter
hold
what I
on.
do.
You
No
never.
matter
You
what.
were cleaning and organizing. You never assume
But
that the
see, what
bottom
it
of a
involves,
paint can
Spot?
is going to
Paint.
rot out because it's not your fault. It's because the previous tenant left it there and it sat for years in water. So it's the fault of the previous tenant. You just are picking
but
up
look
the
who
pieces.
it falls on, though, Spot.
I
Literally,
know.
the paint falls on Steve Covino. And if he just left it, just don't touch it. Or find a way to, like, he's, you know what it is? Covino, I think you need a kid. I'm going to tell you
knew
why.
this was going to happen.
I think you need a kid.
You knew that? I'm surprised you knew that was going to happen. I never knew
I
that.
mean, I just assumed water, rust.
Yeah.
That meant there was a hole in the bottom.
I think you need a kid. I think you need something to occupy like every minute of your day because I feel like the minute Covino gets a moment of free time, he's like, "What could I diddle with?" And he fucks it up.
You need to put,
like Covino will get done with his recordings. He'll get done doing what he needs to do. He's like, "All right, now what could I fool around with?"
I don't want to diddle or fiddle. It's like Jordyn. I don't know. Why was I doing it? I was just cleaning up.
You need to up the offer on Bindi so you have a dog that you can.
No, he
play
needs a
with.
kid or a dog or something because Covino
dog.
will have a minute of free time. You know what he'll say?
No.
You know, Jordyn, I see. You know, there's one blotch. I see one little line on the wall, and then he'll try to touch it up, and then now the paint will be different than the paint on the wall. Whatever he does,
Jordyn's dead set. that
whatever
we
he
gotta-
touches,
we
he
gotta
destroys.
paint- we got to paint the bathroom, right? And I'm like, oh, well, listen, I could handle that, but how about we paint the bedroom, and I'll have whoever I hire to paint the bedroom to also paint the bathroom.
Make sure you
'cause I
get
don't
the
wanna deal with
make
it.
sure you get the right paint for the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be a certain.
Has to be like because of
high,
the moisture and
I'm like, I don't wanna
semi-gloss.
do it.
satin usually or
Satin.
semi-gloss. Yeah, you can't get like the matte finish for a bathroom.
Anything in this world or in this realm
Tell that
of,
to my apartment
of
complex.
handy, and I'm good at being meticulous. I just fuck it up. So, like, do you quit or do you continue trying?
Have you considered
That's
like
the question.
crocheting or knitting just to keep your hands active?
I was playing guitar yesterday.
Did I do that?
Just
You're like the Mexican Urkel when you touch shit around your house.
I would have never thought that because it's what is the paint can made of? Aluminum?
Aluminium.
What is that?
tin.
Probably
tin?
like a yeah.
I don't know.
I would. Yeah, no, you're right. I would say tin. I wouldn't think a tin can would rip open like that.
It
on
would
the bottom.
anything it rusted away. Like, have you ever seen a car have a hole rust in it?
That's fucking weak.
It's just
paint,
years
dude.
of wear and once moisture
never saw
gets into
that.
metal,
Never saw that
It
happen.
starts eroding,
And I was thinking,
corroding and eroding.
Jordan's like, put duct tape on the bottom. I'm like, this isn't work.
So how'd you clean up all the
I
paint?
mean, duct tape would have like
Exactly, bro.
no, what'd you do?
Nightmare.
Hose it down or some shit?
Nightmare. Dude, it's like
It was outside in your storage area, right?
this little my 20-minute cleanup turned into an hour and 20-minute cleanup.
Yeah.
It's just
Because whatever paint dripped, you tried to probably sop up some of it, and the rest you were trying to power wash with like your
sucked.
put like the hot. The,
But now-
what's the setting on your hose? Stream like.
that's setting him a D. Stream.
Not shower. Stream.
I don't know if I could be Babe Ruth anymore. Is my point. Think I'm
But
beaten.
don't you learn from your mistakes? Like, so Rich, our gym, right?
Yeah.
So in order to get to our gym, I go through the Home Depot parking lot. This is Shinfo, but I drive because it's like tucked in the back in the most annoying area of a shopping center. It's like in the back. You know how like most shopping centers have a loading zone behind all the stores?
Yeah.
This is like it's like a shopping center, but like
Spot's right. The Shinfo
Chucked.
would be that there's two shopping centers and they're sort of back to back, but to get to the gym, the easiest way is to like cut behind Home Depot, cut behind Target, cut behind, so you're essentially riding
through loading zones.
Yeah, you're driving through 3 loading zones.
So I was I'm like let me go this way because this seems like the more direct route because I used to go around and take the streets. I used to go like 3 corners of a street rather than cut through. So now I cut through. My first time cutting through, and I didn't realize this. I went down a little street or down a little road. There was a giant drainage hole, and in my little car, I fucking went in the hole to the point where I scraped to get out of it because it was so deep. Because I'm just driving along. I'm like, I'm in a parking lot. And now, so I suffered the consequences of that, probably put a little nice scrape on the bottom of my car. But now every time I go to the gym, you know what? I know where that hole is and I know to avoid it.
Well, that's
so
what
is this
Jimmy's
a lesson? Is this your way
This
of
is
saying don't give up?
Don't give up.
Learn from your mistakes.
Learn from your mistakes. Sometimes you have to suffer through
but
something
dude,
to
you're making
know
a
next time
great
to never
point,
do it
but
again.
you realize, like, because I had none of this experience, well, I can't say none. You know what I mean? I was a homeowner
Now
before.
you know the next time you pick up a paint can and there's rust, you might have to put it on a tray to make sure it doesn't leak.
Jimmy says, Steve, it's only failing when you quit. Otherwise, it's learning.
If you can't accept losing, you can't accept winning. Vince Lombardi.
I've been doing a lot of learning.
And let me tell you,
lately,
this hole came out of nowhere. It was in the middle, like you're driving along.
You were in that shitty TV show San Andreas, right? Where the wall
in the middle,
LA just opens up.
But like, you know how there's usually a drainage grate, and you're like, okay, it's a little dip. This thing was set so far down. I'm like, how is this even possible? It's like they paved over it 100 times, and it just kept getting deeper and deeper.
Not San Andreas. What's that shitty show? Oh, La Brea, where all of a sudden the streets just open up one big hole.
I wasn't expecting it.
Spot fell into La Brea.
By the time I saw it, it was too late. But I dealt with it, and now the next time, now I know when I drive in that same road, I avoid it.
You learned.
You learn from your mistake. I do that with potholes and bumps on the street too. You learn from that one where you take off, and then you know next time to kind of ease into it.
yeah, but maybe some things just aren't for you, man. You know?
I can't disagree with what he's saying, Spot. Like,
I'll give you another example, okay? Let's say there's a guy who has been in so many failed marriages.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's on his 5th marriage.
Maybe marriage ain't for him.
Maybe like, I'm still learning. Maybe like she's not fucking meant for marriage.
No. Do you know how many times I've failed at like baking or decorating cakes or putting things together?
Hey,
and they
it's
just
two
kind
different
of
mentalities, Spot. You could go with
you
either
have to
one.
Keep trying.
Spot has the positive attitude of like, hey, learning my lessons, I'm just going to try to keep getting better. Covino's going with the idea of, hey, listen, some things you're not good at. Some guy could be like, yo, I'm going to...
I don't feel like I'm not capable. I'm just like, yeah, that's not my thing.
My first loaf
things just seem to not work, and I get aggravated really bad.
Listen,
like during the pandemic when everyone was making bread and I said, I'm going to start making bread and gain 60 pounds. My first loaf of sourdough was not the best. And then I studied and I watched a few more videos and I practiced. And towards the end, you should have seen my loaves of sourdough. They were top notch.
But
Not
Spot,
not everybody can host a radio show. Just
Exactly.
Like, yeah, but my point is, maybe I'm just not cut out for handyman shit.
Spot, you think everyone listening right now could pick up a guitar and take guitar lessons and sort of be on the same level? There's probably a few people that like, no matter how hard they try, like, I can't get my fingers on the right frets, and I give up. Like, it's just not for me. Sometimes it's just not for you.
Like the
I agree. I don't like the defeatist attitude. I hate the defeatist attitude, but there are times where you need to say, this is not my strength, and
it's not my strength.
If I don't enjoy it, why am I hassling myself with it?
Learning an instrument is on the right track, but it's a little different.
Spot. Anytime I try anything,
It's like learning a language.
remotely close to this, it's like opening up a can of worms for me. Every
Can of paint.
time.
It's like opening a can of paint.
But Spot, we know the stories because we do a daily podcast with Steve Covino every day of our lives.
Of course.
If it wasn't for that, you might not know. But you've seen the bubble on the table, the grout fail, the closet goo fail, the bathtub fail, the painting fail. When they touched up his wall and it was different color. Like, I can name like 10 times he's tried to do something and it went wrong.
Well, the problem is he doesn't know when to quit, and I know that's kind of counterproductive to our conversation. But rather than tackle a task, the task is never done for him. He doesn't like if I were going to touch up a spot on the wall, I would touch it up. I would do whatever I need to do, touch it up, move on. He touches it up and then stares at it and is like, all right, now it looks a little. Wait a second.
Yeah, but a lot of these things are based on Covino having a spare moment and wanting to improve his home. That's why I think he needs a dog or a kid, because he has too many little spare moments to be like, all right, I'm caught up on everything. He puts his hands on his hips. He looks around. He's like, you know what? I feel like I see a speck on that chandelier. And then he'll be like, what can I get at home? He'll go to Home Depot and get like speck cleaner. And all of a sudden he's like,
Speck.
he's like, Spot, what do? I accidentally took all the enamel off my chandelier. Like, it melted. It's
like, you don't know when to quit, and I don't mean.
Yes, the nice, funny.
And I mean that. I don't mean that.
My garbage disposal's making a funny sound. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm gonna go to Home Depot. I feel like I'm gonna do this myself.
Well, because I want to give it a try.
Let me just put my hand in here
before you hire somebody, right?
Jordyn,
Give it a little try. I don't want to do it, but I'll give
Jordan,
it a
can you
little
turn
bit
on
of
the
try.
light?
Yeah. The worst.
No,
man.
I'm in
Paint
between.
everywhere.
I'm in between you and an expert. I'm the guy that tries, and I sometimes I'll get it. Sometimes I'm like, why did I even try that? Like
I'm a tinkerer, but I know when to give up.
Hey, you know what I did figure out though yesterday? Like this, how to play "See You" by the Foo Fighters on my guitar.
Yeah, stick to that.
Good it is to see.
You see that? You see that? He could do something.
In fucking 30 seconds, I figured that.
He could do something.
These notes were marked as a.
He could do something that 90% of people, 90% of people can't do it. He could do it. But don't try to replace your
How good
ice
it is
maker.
to see you.
I don't even know that song. See, even he knows songs we don't
From
even
The
know.
Color and the Shape.
You know what I think?
1997.
No one even knows.
You need to work on, if anything, you need to work on letting go of perfection.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. You're right.
I'm surprised you didn't do that when you had kids, when you had Melody. Like I feel like every person that had
messes,
but I feel like every parent that has every parent that had very clean. I use the term OCD lightly. Everyone that had those tendencies to be like super clean and make sure the pillow's set. I can't go to sleep until the counters are wiped down. If the pillows aren't staged, I can't rest.
That's okay. But
I'm saying I'm surprised that
you should always strive for perfect. But if perfect doesn't occur, let it go.
Yeah,
No,
that's
you're
your
right.
problem.
It's a big problem. I want shit perfect.
can't be.
It can't be. You know, like things happen. Imperfection is like, look at this reclaimed wood. Imperfection is part of its appeal and charm.
Yeah, my eyes fixate on it though.
I know,
Yeah,
and that's
it
what
bothers
you
me.
need to
But
work on
anyway,
letting go of.
The question is, I pose it to you. You can think about it. Do you ever give up, or you just keep trying? Do you just say? And I'm not saying in a defeatist way, like Rich said.
I give up.
Like, do you just say, "Yeah,
Give
it's
up.
just not for me"?
No, I think you should.
It's just not for me. That's
I
just not-
know
I'm not
you
good at
long
that.
enough, and I know
Yeah.
all about you. And anytime unless it's something so simple that you're like, there's no way I can mess this up.
But the problem is,
Then don't do it
even if he hires someone, he's unhappy
because they won't do it the
because
perfection.
they won't do it the way that they'll never do it perfect enough for him. So I really think he needs to focus on letting go of perfection.
Spot makes the best point of all because we
honestly,
we're in the middle of redoing our kitchen, right? And it looks fantastic. But I know if I was Steve Covino, I'd be going through there like, oh, there's a little crevice, and oh, the sheet, oh, the little, I feel like you would be a nightmare.
What's that red dot? You I pulled up behind him out in the street. He was standing there staring at his car because he just had the work done, and you could tell that he was critiquing every little crevice and slight shade of paint and making sure that it was So it's like you just need to let go that not everything can be.
I'm surprised a guy like you doesn't lose his mind in a shared space, meaning you live in a condo complex. I'm surprised a guy like you isn't like, oh, the carpets in the hallways aren't clean the way I would clean them. Like I'm surprised.
They just shampooed them. I do that, and I walked out with my socks on. I was like, "You son of a bitch!" I had wet socks.
My apartment's a shithole.
So
I'm constantly talking about it.
The question I pose to you, that's something I'm dealing with. So I pose it to you.
Outside.
Do you ever give up, or you just keep trying and failing, or as Jimmy said and as Jason said, learning?
Yeah, your mom hit us up apologizing for giving you these characteristics and not teaching you these things.
Not teaching you how to cope with them.
Well, they tried to do everything for me, and that sort of handicaps you in a way.
You know what you can't expect,
and I feel like that's not the proper term in today's world.
You know what you can't expect? Perfection. And I've learned that a lot watching a house be renovated, right? Because the floor is never going to be 100% level. You're like, look in front of your house, your driveway and sidewalk and everything. You're going to have no cracks. You're going to have no weeds coming up. You're going to have nothing. Like
someone posted the worst fireplace ever. Did you see that or no?
No.
Someone posted that. And it's like, man, that's really bad.
I'm saying you're like, if you think perfection, right? Like
I know what you're talking about.
It's never gonna happen. Like you know what I've been learning, Spot? Not as manly as Covino's conversation, but
it's kind of manly.
I've been trying to learn a lot about growing and horticulture. Not weed. Simply
Call it horticulture.
flower. I love nothing gives me more relaxing joy than planting, right? So like I just planted like 6 new baby azalea bushes in front of the house. Let's see the worst fireplace. Oh my God, I hate everything about that.
I mean,
I hate everything about that setup.
That's me if I tried. And I like, oh man, I just got to start over, Jordyn. Jordyn, get me a rag.
But I've done that. I've miscalculated things and had to redo them. I could never get anything level. It happens. You deal with it.
I'm trying to learn. You know what I learned the hard way, Spot?
The hard way.
Like something as corny as when you buy different flowers and plants from the nursery or Home Depot or Lowe's or, you really have to assess like how much sunlight different areas of your house get. Yeah. Like you start realizing like, how come these things aren't flourishing? There's nothing more annoying than when you plant some good looking plants or flowers and they die or they don't flourish.
Yeah. Jordyn's going through what you go through.
I've struggled through that.
Like, look at the front of my house.
She's like, I don't know if I'm just not good at it.
I like to. It's the conditions of this area, and I've struggled through it as well. Even though I'm just using my balcony, but still,
the sun's too strong.
The smallest level, it's the heat, the temperature, the moisture in the air, and finding the balance. That's why I got rid of any sort of plant and just have succulents.
Yeah, you know what?
I fucking destroyed my balance.
Want to know this happy ending though? I could end it like this. Just when you think that you just can't get it right, like the Climax Blues band, couldn't get it right. Couldn't get it right.
Do you know that? Stick to that.
Couldn't get it right.
Stick to that.
Time is dancing. Eddie, your DJ knows what I'm talking about. Just when you thought you couldn't get it right. I love this song, by the way. It's on my and reminiscing yacht rock playlist. Time is drifting. Time was drifting. This rocket got to roll. Boom, boom, boom. So I hit the road and just when you thought you couldn't get it right. Like Jordyn, you killed all the plants. She goes through your nightmare, but it's my nightmare too because I just want my shit to look nice, right? Oh, put this up for me, Spy. I like this. They kept on looking for a sign in the middle of the night, but I couldn't get it right. Yeah, I couldn't see the light. I kept on looking for a way to take me through the night. Couldn't get it right.
It's a good song.
Couldn't get it right.
Stick to this, bro.
It's my strength. So, just when I thought she killed all the plants, apparently lilies are bulbs. She keeps telling me I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're bulbs.
Like, you killed them. Why do you keep watering these things? They were dead for 6 months.
They're perennials.
Now they're like,
no, you replant the bulbs.
Nice.
Annuals and perennials, different. Bulbs.
Nice.
You know the difference
Just
between that, right?
Done, and she killed them. She ruined them all. They're back. The lilies are back in full what?
This is the first full bloom.
Full bloom.
This is the first.
They're in bloom like Nirvana, bro.
This is the first ever gardening segment on Covino and Rich in 17 years.
But even I think she thought she killed them.
Annuals are the ones that are usually cheaper, but at the end of the season, if you live in a place with seasons, they die. You dig them up and they're shitty. Perennials are the ones that look like they die and then they just next season they come back. So
yeah, see, my lilies are coming back with a vengeance. Yeah. I thought they were done.
Lily James.
I was about to give up. That's the point. The point is I was about to give up on that.
Lily James.
Like, yeah, you know what? Maybe we're just not good at horticulture like Rich is.
I'm learning. I'm not great at it. I want to be good at it, but I look around my neighborhood and the same way you look around your house and get frustrated, I walk around my neighborhood and I see every house has like so much beautiful color and flowers and bushes. And I'm like, why is everyone else like...
Because they're paying people to do it.
No, they're not. It just, you know what it is, Spot? There's something also about landscaping and flowers and plants and I guess horticulture is the lamest way to put it. But yeah, these people have had these things for years.
Which is a brown
so
thumb.
they might have these beautiful bushes and palm trees and this, but they've been rooted for 10 years. It's harder to maintain the new flowers.
Give up, keep trying.
Yeah. Yep. Keep trying.
Couldn't get it right.
All right. Lady Gaga, new barista. Yo, I have a question for you before we get into some other hard-hitting topics.
I don't have a lot of rando news today. It was mostly Will Smith
Hey,
and Chris Rock.
Can you name any fast food chain or it doesn't need to be fast food, any chain restaurant, because I can only think of one where, based on the location, their menu is completely different, and it blows my mind.
Smashburger.
Out here in LA.
That's the downfall of most of the chains early on. Consistency is what built America.
Yeah.
And any of these documentaries that you watch, because it could be like Dairy Queen, for example, right?
Yeah.
When they started franchising all these Dairy Queens, everybody tried to customize their Dairy Queens to the communities that they were in. And you're like, no, we're never going to be successful that way, ever.
Girl Scout cookies.
Consistency.
Regionally Girl Scout cookies. No, but there's a place out here. Spot, I'm not quite sure if it's outside of LA. Can you check for me?
Sure.
El Pollo Loco. El Pollo Loco. The crazy chicken. El Pollo Loco is a great fast food alternative out here because it's just chicken breast, and they have like at some locations they have the under 500 calorie menu, which is a grilled chicken avocado wrap, which I know for years you used to love.
I love that. It really is that great.
Are you part of the Loco Rewards?
No,
program?
but let me tell you something, brother.
You can get free guacs and free chips and guac.
I'm not talking about how McDonald's, like in some regions, will be like,
I got my little knife from my Local Rewards. I'm
not talking about regionally how McDonald's will have like a special burger for a month in some place. I'm talking the El Pollo Loco menu here versus Sherman Oaks versus anywhere else is so different. I'm like, how can is that just no franchisee rules? Like, there's no rules.
I got this from my Local Rewards. Yo, I got a knife. My Local Rewards at El Pollo Loco.
It looks like they're just kind of in the area.
It's just an LA thing?
Yeah, maybe.
I hate that, man. That's consistency.
The El Pollo Loco here
like there's one
does not have the under 500 calorie menu.
What did McDonald's
The one
say?
by you has taquitos. No taquitos here.
What's his name? Ed Koch. What's his name? Kroc? McDonald's?
Yeah.
Ray Kroc.
Ray Kroc.
What did Ray Kroc say? He wanted to make sure that when you bit into a McDonald's hamburger here or in fucking North Carolina, it all tasted the same.
Well,
consistency.
El Pollo Loco is fantastic.
I hate that.
But
I
they
like
don't
that.
have. When I tell you,
I subscribe to.
When
Ed
I tell you
Kroc,
their
Ed
menu,
Koch,
their
Ray
menu
Kroc.
looks not even a little different. We're talking their menu looks
That's horseshit.
completely different everywhere.
Hate it. I hate that. I hate it.
Consistency.
Yeah.
You get none of it.
There's 500 locations.
That's like going into a 7-Eleven and
500
saying,
menus.
You don't have Slurpees? What the fuck? I don't like it.
They're
It bothers me, Rich.
strictly in South Arizona, California, Nevada, Texas, Utah, and Louisiana.
I mean, they're great, but yo, it
Why
is
Louisiana?
unbelievable how their menu is so different. Where you go there and you're like, oh, babe, I'll pick something up on the way home. And it's like, yeah, this location doesn't have the kids' little taco. It's like, how?
Well, is that...
You know what I do subscribe to? I think there's a compromise here.
Isn't that like franchising?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like
It's
there's no
different than-
rules. Like you go to Chick-fil-A anywhere, same menu. You go to El Pollo Loco, different menu everywhere.
I kind of think that there has to be a standard, but if you want to customize it, like with one item,
that's cool. Yeah,
then I think that's fine. Like I used the Dairy Queen example because I just saw it. Like, people around here like fried pickles, but you have to have all the same shit and fried pickles, right? Like if you're gonna do it. Otherwise, I don't like this El Pollo Loco nonsense you tell me about.
No, but
Makes me mad.
You'll notice it if you ever go to another one. You'll be like, wait a minute, go to one that's not your home one.
Yeah,
you're like, oh wait, I'm used to that menu, and you don't realize how creature of habit you are. You're like, wait, you have queso here? The other one doesn't have queso. Wait, but you don't have burritos here? Like it's wild. Every location completely different.
I don't like it. I like it. All right, so it's a great observation.
But yeah, I don't know if that's.
But again,
started in 1980, and
can't think of any other. Like if you go to like I don't know if you go to like
franchises, were all built on consistency.
If you go to like I don't know Arby's or Raising Cane's or any like random regional, Whataburger, you're gonna have the same menu. I'm just fascinated when you don't have the same menu. All right,
Rando News is quick. Spot.
Ooh, what you got?
Nah, not a whole lot. Rando News is quick today. I'm like scrambling for Rando News.
Oh, want to take a call real quick?
Sure.
I mean, sure.
Sure.
News.
It's Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy, what's up?
What's up, bud?
Yo, what's up, hermanos? Sure, I'll do it.
Yeah, sure.
Well, no, he played the news graphic.
So I'll play it again.
And
But
then-
I realized when I was playing it, like
Yeah.
the audio was dipped because there's a phone call.
It's not that we didn't want the call.
What's
Sorry.
up, Jimmy?
I'll play it
Hey,
again.
Jimmy.
No, I was honestly, I just wanted to call in and say hi to you guys. It's been a while since I've had an opportunity to call in. I'm always on delay with it, but loving the show as per usual. Just so I don't take it back and Spot get mad at me on topics, I do have one question that it perplexes me every day that I see it.
Oh yeah, sure.
Rich,
Yeah.
why do you have a coffee cup and then you get coffee in a mug to pour it in your coffee cup to still drink it? You don't add anything to it. You don't mix anything into it, but you still shift it from your mug or tumbler to the coffee cup. I'm just curious. Just curiosity got me on that one. That's
a good
my
question.
only question. So love the show. Holler at you guys later.
It's
Thank you,
it's a
bro.
great question, and there's a really good explanation.
Oh, wait, can we just say it's nice to hear his voice?
Jimmy, it is nice to hear your voice.
Nice to hear your voice, buddy.
Thanks, hermanos.
Sorry, Spot made you feel unwelcomed at
Who
first.
did? That was him.
I was like,
Jimmy.
That was him.
Jimmy. I love Jimmy. The answer, simple. Covino has 1 cup of coffee in his
Coffee.
in his shop.covinoandrich.com coffee mug.
Covfefe.
As do I, my Covino and Rich. Spot has his Covino and Rich tumbler.
Why don't you just have a tumbler?
Well, I have my answer. So, I like to drink coffee out of a mug. I don't drink out of a tumbler. It's not what I do.
Missing out. Consistent heat.
So, what I do, well, here's my answer. I pour myself a cup of coffee, and I know that I'm going to want a refill. So, what I was doing for months was like texting Sarah, babe, can you bring me in a refill? Then I felt like a few things. A, I was disturbing Sarah. C, she was like coming in here, walking in front of the camera just to give me coffee. It was just, it was unnecessary. It was an unnecessary thing. So,
Came up with a plan.
I said, you know what? How could I refill my own coffee? Spot's like, why don't we put the coffee machine in here? I'm like, no, keep the coffee machine
I
in the
didn't
kitchen.
say that. I was against that. It's equipment here.
Now,
Studio.
if I fill up a Yeti with coffee, it stays hot. So it's essentially like having a little mini coffee pot here. So I drink out of my mug, and when I'm done with it, I refill out of my Yeti.
Oh, you're done.
Ta-da! Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a simple answer, but I think it's a genius answer, to be honest.
It's a great question.
Now, you can say, why not drink out of the tumbler? Because I have now 2 cups of coffee, my regular cup, and my refill, which stays warm. Ta-da!
You're already out of your refill, though.
I know. Fired up.
Coffee.
Coffee place. Coffee,
Can I play that
coffee
before?
place.
Can I play that before we get into?
Yeah, sure. Play Coffee Place.
Can I play that before we get?
I love Coffee Place. Our pal Archie. How's he doing?
I may have found a new coffee place.
Archie, sing as Rich tells the story, please.
Come on, you gotta sing. Jesus, Archie.
So again, Rich, tell us, has he? Is Rich tasting it for the first time? No, this is Rich. As he walked out, he took a sip and the breeze hit him. Now that's a memorable cup of coffee.
Yeah. Coffee Place.
That's how you should feel. It's the meetup. Otherwise, you're settling.
Coffee Place.
I miss Archie.
Man,
It's bringing a tear to my eye. It really is.
Notice Archie's always hanging with guys that look like Michael B. Jordan.
I think Archie likes to fuck dudes that look like him.
Yeah, they all look like him.
Like,
yeah.
but then again, like,
thought Archie
I
was
feel
into
like,
older dudes.
Well, I don't know if he's messing with them, but they all look the same.
oh, I know that. Maybe he's got it right.
Meaning
If you,
handsome.
like,
They're
if you were
handsome.
if you were a gay dude, maybe you'd want to get with dudes that look like you. Is that ego driven, or is that an ego thing?
Probably, yeah.
Like, if you were attracted to the same sex, would you want someone that looks like you? If so, either you're your own type, or it's such an ego thing where you're like, I think I'm hot, so I'm gonna bang people that look like me. Per his social media, he is living it up. I agree, Aaron.
It's It's all for sure.
Shout out to all the Aarons.
Yeah.
And the Lisas. And the Ralph G's.
All right.
And
Michael E backs me up. I'm so glad just because it makes my lame story make sense.
Ralph P's and Johnny G's. Sorry,
Michael E
Yeah.
makes my 2-minute story at least feel worth it. El Pollo Loco is so good, but it's maddening how inconsistent their menu is. I'm surprised you never noticed it.
Well, I did come in here complaining, or maybe it was Fox Sports Radio, that they got rid of my favorite menu item, which was the wrap that you
go
about.
there and
Remember,
you're like,
I was like, what do you mean?
yeah, can I get can I get the chicken burrito? No beans? Oh, we don't have chicken burritos. What do you have? We have
it's like going to Domino's.
It's like beef tacos. Wait, now you have beef?
Pepperoni pizza anymore.
Wait, how do you have beef? You're El Pollo Loco. Now they have the beef menu.
I have a question.
At some locations.
And then you say to them, "Do you have chicken?" Yes, sir, we do. Do you have tortillas? Yes, sir, we do. Do you have other stuff that goes in a burrito? Yes, sir, we do. Make me a burrito.
Excuse me, you got ice? You got coffee? Well, you have iced coffee. Oh. Huh? See how it works? Huh? See how it works?
All right, random news.
Not a whole lot, Spot. Not a whole lot.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Our main story today is El Pollo Loco
has changed its menu from chicken to beef.
And it's maddening. Boom!
Maddening.
Not a whole lot other than Will and Chris, and Will apologized. I hope Chris does not.
Speaking of maddening, our buddy Kevin Burkhardt, I think they officially announced he's the lead Fox football guy going into next season now that Joe Buck and Troy Aikman have moved to ESPN Monday Night Football. So our old pal, KB himself.
All right, well, and other sports news, the NFL... No, because I'm not... Okay.
Yeah, maddening, like the El Pollo Loco menu.
Bro!
Well, don't...
Congratulations, Kevin Burkhardt.
Don't tease news.
Well, that's news.
And then make news sport. No, that's sports.
He made it sports. So
Don't tease news. News is news. Sports is sports. When you watch the 10 o'clock news, there's a news portion. The hot bitch comes out with weather, and then there's sports.
That's chauvinistic.
No, it's usually hot
bitch. How would you like? You should. I'm surprised no one slapped you.
Let me tell you.
He's
Sam,
right.
Sam Champion.
He
Sam
does
Champion. Hot bitch. You ever see that hair on him?
I don't like this. It's with good intentions, but I don't like it, and I'll explain. The NFL says all 32 teams must have minority offensive coaches this season.
Offensive coaches.
So I said.
He said offensive coach.
It's offensive.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's really offensive.
Really?
No, you put the emphasis. It's the same word, but you put you're like, they must all have offensive coaches.
I mean, offensive coaches. Did I say offensive?
Yeah, you said offensive. You just put the emphasis on the wrong part of the word.
I mean, I know it's offense and defense. If I said it wrong, sorry about that. Not sure what happened there.
You said all 32 teams must have offensive coaches. Billingsley.
Yeah.
Billingsley.
What you just said sounded okay to me. So now I'm confused.
Offensive.
NFL says all 32 teams must have minority offensive coaches this season. That's a great story. That's a great headline. That's great progress. I subscribe to all those things. I myself check off every possible minority box that I could. Okay? Let's make that clear.
So you're going to be offensive?
I just think that...
Oh, sorry.
I subscribe to still the best person gets the job. And if it's a minority, great. Then you definitely hire that guy, right? Because you need that. You need change. I feel like it's the college campus theory. It's forced diversity.
Never been a better time to become a woman.
No, but it's forced diversity, bro. I don't like that. I smell it. I could sniff it. The intent is good, but there's something a little off with it.
I have the answer for you.
Yeah.
For your dad, for Jason, for anyone that's chiming, anyone that's chiming in, anyone that's chiming in with, best guy gets the job, because we all agree, best person, best man, best woman for the job should get it. But here's the rub. Here's why this is okay.
Oh, and by the way, I just got to make this clear for people who don't know. offensive coaches are usually next in line to be head coaches. So it's great progress.
But go
ahead.
Let me tell you why this is totally okay. And I'm for it. I'll tell you why I'm for it.
It feels forced, though, is all I'm saying. How does it not if they're making a rule of it? Timeout.
Because these are billion-dollar organizations. Follow. This doesn't go against the salary cap. This is not like Fox Sports Radio or Sirius XM or ESPN or iHeart where, hey, Covino, we have to hire a person of color host or program director, and you're taking someone else's job. You could just be adding to the staff. There's no limit. Like when Mike Tomlin pushed to hire Flores, he's now saying what an instrumental part of the team this guy's going to be. Lance Lynn was hired by the 49ers as some type of assistant to the head coach or right-hand man. You can make up positions to the point where you're not taking someone else's job. You're adding another possible great mind to the mix. If you're the Raiders and Josh McDaniels, like, I'm going to create my staff. You know what? I'm going to hire so-and-so to be my coach that specializes in whatever. There's no, you get what I'm saying? There's no rules.
But do you want to be the hired token guy?
Yes.
Yeah?
I do.
I'll take the money, but I want to be hired because I'm really fucking good.
But why can't you be hired for both?
Now you're talking.
But I'm saying, like, if
know what this is doing? You're just filling quotas.
No, if they said,
you could be the best minority.
If they said step
But
aside,
if you're the best minority, then you'd have that job.
Dude, if you said
you'd have the job,
yeah,
you
but
wouldn't
it's
be just
it's
you wouldn't be
systematic.
just the add-on. I'm
it's,
the add-on.
It's systematic, bro.
Wait a second, I'm the only Asian guy here. You're the add-on guy. Wait a second, I'm the only Hispanic guy because we added you on. Why didn't he get the job if he's so good in the first place? You want to just be the fucking add-on?
Your dad's like your dad. Like people like to hear what they want to hear.
It's not my dad. It's
your
probably my mom.
I think it was your dad. Rich has been in LA Rich has been in LA too long to think. I said the right.
By the way, I mean, let my parents have their fun.
But I'm saying
their older opinion shouldn't dictate the course
but what I'm
of the
saying
show.
is right man for the job, right woman for the job still applies. I'm saying if they're saying they want to diversify the league more because it's predominantly black, yet there's no black people of color in management or coaching, they're not saying, hey, white guy, you're fired because we need to hire this black guy or Hispanic guy. What they're saying is teams are allowed to create a position.
I like that.
How could anyone argue this? Tell me how you argue it. How do you argue it?
I understand it and accept it more the way you describe it.
Hey,
now,
Covino Rich. Covino Rich. You need to.
You're just fucking. It's like you have all these ingredients.
And
you're just like, well, I got that one. Let's just add it in there. Even though we don't need it.
Every radio show is required to have one minority contributor. I'm not saying, Spot, we got to fire you and hire Archie because he's black. Oh, could we create a job and hire someone of color or a woman or
that guy knows? Look, I would take the job too. I get it. I would take the job. It's money, but like, you're just fucking adding them on because you have to. Like,
you could say the same about you could say the same about nepotism. People that are hired because they're like their mom or dad runs the company or something like that. People get jobs in all different types of ways.
Everybody's going to take a job.
Nothing is being taken away from you, so why do you care?
Got that point, dude.
No, but why would anyone care?
It just feels forced.
Says who?
Says like my feelings inside when I read these things.
All right. The 49ers.
We understand. We don't need any more examples. I get it. It's with great intent. Now, it all works out. It's a way of fixing things. I completely get and I understand.
The only difference that's happening now is that you're outwardly saying that you're hiring someone based on race.
Yeah, dude.
Before it was happening without you knowing.
For instance, did you even know?
That's odd that they're saying, well, this mandatory, that this is it just feels odd.
All right, for instance, the 49ers.
I don't think it's
wrong.
The
49ers wide receiver coach for years. He now went to Miami with Mike McDaniel. But if you didn't know him as a former player or the fact that we know his wife, Anna, did you know that Wes Welker was the 49ers wide receiver coach? Because every team has
every team when they look around, they're going to see the one minority who was like hired. Oh, we needed that guy, and that's probably why they hired him. And he's probably like, yeah, fuck it, I'm getting paid. But everybody's going to know that because the NFL announced that it's mandatory that they hire a minority on every team instead of just doing it.
I just can't see there's no argument against this. If you're arguing against this, you just got a problem.
How many times did I say I'm not arguing against this? How many times did I say
it sounds like you're arguing against this?
Did I not say it fixes the problem?
No, it sounds like you're talking against it.
But all right, what would
fucking serious? My whole
I'm not.
Like bringing this up was like I get the reasoning. I understand why.
You said it makes you feel funny.
Yeah, because it seems like it doesn't go with the way things should be. We're like, hey, you're a black dude, you should get the job. You don't just get the job because they're adding you to the mix. But if this is how they got to fix the problem, then hey, fine. But it does fucking feel weird. Sorry. It does. NFL says all 32 teams must have minority offensive coach this season.
Most probably do already.
Move comes after discontent at diversity of the league's coaches.
Most probably do. Let me look that up.
I mean,
how many teams
it should be obvious.
A coach of color.
It should be obvious, but it's not, and that's the problem. I get all that. I do.
This is affirmative action.
Yeah, but like you said, Spot.
What did I say?
The way it's the fact that they're announcing it as such. It's like, oh, you're the greatest, NFL. Should have just been doing it anyway.
Well, no.
Now everyone's going to know they hired that guy because of that reason.
You missed my snarky point. My snarky point was they've been hiring based on race, but not necessarily in a positive way.
Hold on. I
don't have a problem.
I looked this up, and I'm happy I looked this up because it makes my point even better.
Yes.
40% of NFL teams, so practically half of NFL teams already have a minority assistant coach.
Okay.
Which means half the teams and 2 teams have a black head coach. So you're talking about
you said 40%.
Yeah, like roughly half the teams in the league are like, continue as usual because we're good. So the other half of teams have to say, hey, let's add personnel that can help this team. Special teams, wide receivers, linebacker coach, offensive line coach, assistant to the GM, assistant to the coach. And this person needs to be a woman, Hispanic, or black. Doesn't need to be black. A woman, Hispanic, black, Asian, someone of a minority. So it's like, hey, add one person to your staff that's not white. We're not telling you to get rid of any white people. We're saying in a league that's 70 to 80% black players, we're telling you you're allowed to add a member of your staff. And half the teams are like,
I see things
I know what half the teams are saying. Half the teams are saying,
it fixes
that's
the
cool because
problem.
we're already there.
I get it, and it fixes the problem, and I see that. But think about the slippery slope of this.
So they're creating a position?
Yeah.
Yeah, any position you want.
But what if any big company says, we got to do that. And now they're forcing you to just hire someone who doesn't necessarily fit in just because they're a minority.
I mean, companies do this all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It feels a little forced.
They create a new position and they say, we're only looking for someone.
That's called a token like minority. It is, man. I'm sorry. I'm a minority. It sounds like they're hiring a token minority. That's what it sounds like. Otherwise, that dude would just have the job.
When Anthony Lynn was let go as the Charger, a year ago, when Anthony Lynn was let go as the Chargers head coach, a lot of people
how would you feel if they're like, we got to hire a minority for the show? Just another one. Covino's not enough. We need someone else.
Okay. But
you don't feel like you're forced to hire somebody
I mean,
if we had a staff if we had a full staff, not 3 people, if we had a full staff of we had a whole staff of like tens of 50, 100 people, and not one person was black or a woman of color, I'd say, we probably should.
If we had another position open up, right? Do you think that we would hire another, just regular white dude?
No.
We would want someone that balances out demographics.
But why would you feel the pressure to hire a minority?
Because you want someone.
You want the best person.
No, you want
it doesn't have to be a minority.
I want you want to represent everyone.
Yes, I want a balance.
If it is a minority, then great, even better.
When you would look at candidates, and we would be like, who fits Covino and Rich? And traditionally, who has fit Covino and Rich best? Female interns.
There was
black interns.
I mean,
Archie was black and gay. He hit 2 boxes. I think the diversity made for funnier conversations.
I don't know if I can say
I
this.
agree with that.
I probably can. But when we were looking for interns, we would always say, let's have a woman on because she provides a voice that is not provided on the show for free. So we would always seek out female interns.
People need
not
to
for the reason you're thinking.
People need to understand where I'm coming from.
To have a balance of what exists.
If you don't think that Fox Sports or anybody hiring us thinks that they're crossing off boxes by hiring me, I know they are. They make it very clear. Like,
Who made it clear to you?
We just had a meeting. They were bringing up the fact that I was Latino. What are you talking about? Like, that was a whole part of the conversation. You're like, man, I really lucked out. I teamed up with this guy.
But that was like a joke. They didn't hire you because you're Latino.
My point is, I'm confident in knowing that I have the job because I'm qualified. I feel better knowing it's because I bring the fucking heat, not because I have brown skin.
Like if I had
that's my point.
If I had 2 candidates,
and I don't think anybody like really feels great about that.
Now you do have to look at this is where it becomes an issue. If you have 2 candidates and the for lack of a better description, the white male is 10 times more qualified than the minority, then you might feel a little bit.
Well, that's ridiculous then, Spot. That's not
feel,
what the NFL's doing.
Right.
If the NFL
but
was
if you
saying,
if you have an even playing field and the choice is to hire a person of color, then you should do that because your demographics of your league fit and you're representing the demographics of your league.
Diversity is a great thing. No one's saying it's not. I'm saying it feels a little forced. Diversity, great, grand, wonderful.
I'm just saying,
the problem is it has to be forced because it wasn't
being
done naturally. So there's why it does feel forced.
Reggie
yes, it is forced.
Reggie said, well, no, was it Gabe? Gabe said,
Reggie.
Yeah,
just feels
if
forced.
a workforce is 80% black and there's only one black upper
should.
management person, wouldn't that feel odd? Because that's what the NFL is. The NFL is 80% black players, like 2 black coaches.
It feels forced because it is forced, but it has to be forced because it wasn't being done naturally.
I think we could all agree. Best person for the job.
So you're right.
Yeah.
But not
best man or woman for the job should always get the job. But if the league is saying, as an objective to try to get more diversity, we're not taking anyone's job away. No one's getting a pay cut. We're adding a position. And if your team is already not fulfilling a minority position, whether it be a woman, Asian, Hispanic, black, each team will now have at least one person on their offensive staff. And I think that is, to argue that is crazy because you're just adding another
serious
arguing it.
Serious
like,
XM.
honestly, shut up about it. All I'm saying is it feels forced.
Serious XM.
Diversity is good.
Serious XM.
No one's saying it wasn't.
Serious XM, which I believe gets like 100 on the diversity score out of 100. Serious XM.
They do because the batter's in the lobby now.
Right.
Voted the number one most diverse company in the world or something.
The past few years created a position to reach that goal, created a position like the head of diversity. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, there's someone
the
that got
president
hired,
of diversity. Yeah. They hired someone specifically for this role.
Yeah,
do you think they were going to hire another white male
to be the head of diversity?
To be the head of diversity?
They took me on for full time, so fuck that.
Oh, that's another story.
I don't give a fuck about that. Fuck them. Anyway, moving on. Another news.
Moving on. Rando news.
This is fucking cool.
Did you see the...
Speaking of minorities.
Oh.
It was a Japanese baseball player.
Oh, still sports. Okay.
Japanese baseball is setting an entirely new standard is the headline. I don't know what's going on here. I saw it. Could be fake. I just thought it was fucking cool as hell. You know how pro athletes show up in like chariots and like stupid shit just to make a statement? Like who did that recently? A football player came in and something ridiculous just to camp. Like Antonio Brown, I don't know. People just show up in like crazy cars. And
like Cespedes showed up on like a horse.
Cespedes was the guy. Yeah, exactly. There's an Asian Japanese baseball player who is now the offensive coach of the Chiefs. I'm just kidding. He fucking comes in on some sort of like hovercraft.
Shut up.
I don't know. I saw it. It looked awesome, so I just wanted to play it for you. Sent it to you.
Shut up.
It's probably fake. I don't know. I loved it.
No, I think it's real.
Yeah, it's just awesome. Remember when Kenny Powers was on his jetpack?
This is Japanese. Tetsuyoshi Big Boss Shinjo just entered the game on a hovercraft for his
Look at this
managerial debut.
Watch this.
That's fucking fantastic. I want one of these.
No, watch this though. Look at this. Talk about majestic entrances.
Come on. Is that real?
Leave me alone.
You know where he's going right now? To Raiders camp. He's the new offensive coach.
It's a hovercraft. It's all as fans and shit.
Come on, it's awesome,
Blades,
bro.
whatever.
Come on. Wow.
I love it.
Yeah, you're right. It's essentially a drone spot, but just huge.
Coming in from the bullpen.
Yeah, that's how you make your bullpen.
That's how
entrance now.
you know how you used to have that little golf cart that takes you out?
With the
Look at
helmet.
this guy.
I feel like I'm watching Iron Chef.
That guy's slinging wang.
Today's special ingredient is
Asparagus. Look at that. Look at this. Look.
Man, this guy's badass.
Oh, he got that BDE.
Man.
And you, if that's not proof that MLB's boring,
that's just dope.
Man,
I don't see Bryce Harper doing that shit.
Comes the future.
And by the way, if anyone's takeaway, I saw some of the feedback, but if anyone's takeaway because of words that were put in my mouth was that diversity's bad,
I'm gonna slap you.
you all could lick my asshole because that's not what I said at
No one
all.
said diversity's bad.
I'm just making it clear.
Because that, you know why? Because it was a different conversation.
It
It
was
was
good. The intent's good. I get it. Fixed problem. Get it. Just seems forced. That's all I said.
yeah.
So-
My point
And if
was
it seems forced because it is forced, thank you, Spot.
But my point was simply also best person should and
Yeah,
still
but you
will get the
present
job.
Points and like, I don't know what you get about that. As if I'm saying something that was not an agreement with you.
Because
I'm like, no, it's not,
because
I'm with you on that.
Because a lot of times when these situations arise, the narrative is, well, did they not hire the best person? Did someone that was more qualified get passed over for some bullshit protocol? This is not the case. This is a case where,
Yeah, but like I said, dude, imagine you have a great recipe going on, and you're just throwing paprika in there just because you didn't need it.
Paprika, that's my catchphrase.
Like turmeric, like like, hey, I just have it, so I got to throw it in there. Like, yeah, but we didn't need it. But we're doing it because now you have. If I said, yeah, man, you just because you got to. Like, yeah, but we don't need it.
I
But you gotta. Now you're like adding shit you don't necessarily need at that
I
point.
can't imagine why you wouldn't want another offensive mind.
Then hire that person.
Why would you not want another?
Don't add it on.
Why would you not want another offensive? If you
Okay, let's say you have 5 coaches, right?
Yeah.
Hire one of them as the minority. Don't hire 5 coaches and then a minority. That's what I don't like about it.
I think
and if this is how you fix the problem, then fine. But that's the problem. The problem is you don't add another fucking guy. You're not adding turmeric just because. It should be there. That's my problem.
I mean, look at it like the DH, right? There's guys that are going to be great additions to their team, but only now because the DH is a thing in the National League, where formerly they may not have gotten that chance. Sometimes the opportunity to present itself for people to get that chance, even if they are qualified. Like Albert Pujols is only playing this year because the DH is in the
Hispanic
National
guy,
League.
Asian guy, woman, could they be better than one of the other 5 coaches they have?
Certainly.
Then fire the other fucking guy and hire the minority. Why are you adding them on? Like, it's like a fucking sympathy hire. It's weak. So, again, I get it. To fix the problem.
You think people look at it as like, I'm a sympathy hire? You think they look at it as I'm making fucking ducats coaching in the NFL?
No, they're going to take the money because it's a job. But I want to be hired because I'm good. Not because you're just adding me on because someone told me you had to. All right, so. In other rando news. Spot, you like this one. I don't know why.
I think you will.
No, it's called RoboBurger. Have you heard of RoboBurger?
I don't go there. They change their menu too much.
RoboBurger. Yeah, I actually agree with my mom. They should fill an essential slot, not some fucking made up slot to fill a space.
I don't think people
essential.
I don't think the average idiot, not you, the average idiot doesn't know how many positions there are coaching wise on an NFL team. It's not like, do people think it's the offensive coach, the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, head coach?
I don't know how
do
many
people
coaches
not
are. I'm sure
realize?
there's a
Do people
bunch.
not realize how many assistants to the general manager, assistant to the head coach, consultants, people that like you don't? Do people think it's literally 3 people: coach, offensive, and defensive coordinator? Do people think that's it?
No, I don't think that. Maybe some people do.
There's people you never hear of because they're just not big names. Every team has a running backs coach, a line coach, a defensive line coach, a secondary coach, a special team coordinator, a special teams coach. It's a staff. This is not like a little operation.
I think this is a Band-Aid on the problem, right? And it doesn't fix itself until years to come. There's going to be a lag process until that 5th, 6th, 7th add-on coach finally works his way up the ranks.
And it
instead of him just
and
getting the job that he should have gotten in the first place. All right. So anyway, RoboBurger. RoboBurger. Meet RoboBurger, pun intended. Meet.
Wait.
RoboBurger.
Oh, I get it.
Spot, I sent you the link. They're saying that, well, Rich doesn't know who wins the fast food wars in the future. Taco Bell. Because he hasn't seen Demolition Man yet.
By the way, when you
He's 29 years late.
when you eat a Taco Bell in the future, do you need more than 3 seashells?
Yeah. You need 6
You need
seashells.
6 seashells.
So they're saying that RoboBurger and this concept, like much like Ray Kroc, we talked about Ray Kroc of McDonald's. He's the innovator, and Subway too. The people who did Subway, Pete, whatever the fuck his name was, they were innovators in how fast food operates. Right? McDonald's had a system. Subway had the line.
Yo, Tommy should invest in this.
They're saying this is the next phase of fast food.
A shopping mall in New Jersey. Duh. Which one? I want to go. Duh. Shopping mall in New Jersey has installed the first RoboBurger outlet. The machine plugs into a wall socket, has a built-in refrigerator, automated griddle, and a cleaning system. It can operate 24/7. Oh, it's in Newport Center Mall.
So it's
across the street from where I lived.
I know.
Did you say this spot? Because I was still thinking about the diversity hires.
I don't remember.
That burgers heat up in 6 minutes. They get it done.
I didn't get there yet.
They've made these robots, and they've created them in a way where they could prepare
Piping
these burgers in
hot.
6 minutes. So fast food made by
was-
robots. Here you go.
Was Sean the lawyer the first customer? Regular RoboBurger
hot.
always comes out piping hot.
Piping hot.
And is never pre-cooked and kept warm.
You know, this thing's gonna fucking catch fire. Not fire like spread around the country.
where's the
Like I think
grease
it's
go?
gonna I think this building is gonna get caught on fire.
Where does the grease go? Where does the jizz go?
I don't know. Meet RoboBurger.
RoboBurger, the world's first burger robot in a box.
Really
A
excited.
robot chef that cooks fresh burgers
That doesn't
to
look good.
perfection. RoboBurger is a restaurant in miniature. It has an automated griddle, toaster, refrigerator, all in just a 12 square foot format. Now you can get a freshly grilled burger at the press of a button in less than 6 minutes. The robot uses a 5-step cooking process, similar to what chefs use in a restaurant. The RoboChef grills the patty, toasts the bun, dispenses the selected condiments, assembles the burger, and delivers it
Look at that
piping
shit.
hot. But how does it taste? Well, you see, we select only the highest quality ingredients. Then we use our patented technology to cook our burgers to perfection. Every damn single time.
Consistency is key.
Look at that.
Now, everyone
You buy into it or
can
no?
have a
We could open our own RoboBurger.
Honestly?
And instead of robots, we just hire my brother to sit in the box.
Honestly,
What's up? Yeah, here's your burger, bro.
vending machines. If we could like get one of these and put it on like somewhere in Vegas, we would make a killing.
It's a job-stealing robot.
We would
Jason
make
Brown. That's funny as hell.
killing with this shit.
Is it a black robot? Or is it a woman robot? Asian? White? What type
How
of
much do you
robot?
think one of these costs?
Feels like forced robot diversity.
I need robot diversity in my burger making.
I'm still thinking about this NFL thing, man. I really am. It feels like a rich white person's way of fixing a problem. It's like, no, we're not going to take your job away. We're just going to add another one to keep everybody.
But why do you think companies don't do this all the time? They're adding positions to
because the real way to solve the problem, is to make sure that guy gets the job he deserves.
So fire someone.
Yes, if you want the best product out there. You know how often I have to bite my tongue just even talking to Sirius XM? I'm like, hey guys, I'm a big sports fan. I don't feel like you have the best team on the field right now.
Yo, we could fucking make a
because I'm on the bench.
How do we get one?
It's like I can't get behind it. So anyway,
how do we get one of these?
RoboBurger? RoboBurger.
You know what I've seen?
RoboBurger.
You know what I've seen? I've seen this in cupcake form.
College campuses.
I've seen this in cupcake form, which doesn't involve cooking, which I think is the danger here. What if the thing catches fire? I've seen this at.
It doesn't. There's no flame. There's no open
sprinkle.
What's that sweet little? What's that sweet little place where you and I've been? I took Emmy to see the Easter Bunny there a few times. Is it Glendale? Like there's like that whole little outdoor
Glendale Mall, Americano,
the
Americano Mall.
The Americano, it's like that beautiful like fountains, and they get a picture with the Easter Bunny. And there's a spot in the center of that Glendale Americana area with all the nice restaurants and fancy spots. They have, as soon as you walk out of the parking garage, it's a big, huge kiosk that's a touch screen for cupcakes, and they sprinkle and frost the cupcakes, but a robot does it.
In Vegas, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, so they're actually making
I think they have it there, and I think you said in Vegas they have that. You and Jordyn and Sophia and Spot, did you guys go there on your little adventure?
Sure did.
Well, you get a cupcake out of a machine.
Sure did
go on an adventure.
RoboBar. Oh, I saw this on Spot. Can you look this up? This will amaze Covino.
Can we do this?
Spot.
Robo. Are we going to be all like nose ass deep in Robo buns?
I think the three of us should invest in this. I think this could
get my brother to work inside with a fake robot arm. Got you. Yeah.
Can you look this up for me, Spot?
What would you like?
Google this and Covino. It'll blow Covino's.
Sorry, I'm thinking of Tommy inside a burger.
Yo, it's getting hot in here, yo.
It's like these patties are mad.
Google this, and if you don't find anything, no biggie. Search Royal Caribbean Cruise robot bar. I didn't go there, but when you go on a Royal Caribbean cruise,
is it like the bar in that movie with Chris Pratt and what's his name?
Oh, where they hibernate,
Jennifer
like
Lawrence?
going to outer space or something. No, so it doesn't have like an AI guy spot. Remember the bartender was like an AI.
The bionic bar.
Look at the bionic bar. Look, they like. You type in your order, and there's like robot arms like vodka, soda.
This thing?
Yeah. Is there a video to it? Because I remember seeing it. People were watching the demos.
Oh, you guys want to go
I went on a cruise, like this is years ago now, but I remember that's what they were like showing off, like, and our new Robo Bar. See if there's a video of it, because
is it like
you type in
ice cream of the future where it really just never happens?
You type in, you're like, all right,
it's always of the future.
I'll have a margarita with a lime. And all these robot arms, like, whoa, tequila, whoa, mixed, shake, whoa, lime.
I feel like I've seen it before. Yeah, I feel like I've seen something.
I remember thinking, like, yo, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, Harmony of the Seas Bionic Bar.
Oh. Does it go like this when you mix a drink?
Do you make it full screen, Spot?
I've seen this somewhere else.
I've
seen this too,
You
Rich.
find?
I don't know where, though.
Yeah, you got your little bracelet from your Royal Caribbean cruise. Type in your birthday so they know you're legal. That person's old as hell.
How lame.
Oh. Now they're not that old.
I feel like Jordyn and I saw this on vacation somewhere.
Age check. All right, cool. You're 21. Perfect. Checks out.
You should have to like scan your license. This is so fake.
Yeah, but you're on a cruise, so like your bracelet shows your age.
I'd like a bionic. I'd like a
like Long Island iced tea or margarita, whatever.
Apple. No, Cosmo.
Yo, honestly, if older people, and we might be those older people, right?
Oh,
but
Sex
if
on the
older
Beach.
people don't adjust,
Sex on the Beach.
Like, how are they going to be able to operate simple things like this in the future?
Look, Sex on the Beach, $13.
$13.
Ready? You tap your little bracelet because you're on the cruise ship. Oh, add more?
Would you fucking get to the point already?
Get to
Jeez.
it, woman.
Hold on. Let me skip ahead.
Yeah, but can you imagine like my dad or your dad doing this, Rich? And your dad's better
the
with
alcohol's
tablets
above
and-
it.
The alcohol's above it.
So
it's
it gets
whoa.
ice.
They're all hanging upside down like a,
Fuck, man. Where was I recently where I saw this? In Cabo or something? I saw this somewhere.
Here comes the alcohol.
And, whoa, robot.
I've seen this, Rich. It's cool. So
Bar of the
robots are
future.
stealing our jobs, man.
They took our jobs.
But instead of giving the job to the most qualified robot, they just added a position.
Oh, here comes the drink.
Just to keep the droids happy.
Here comes the drink.
Well,
boop. Eat it, dude.
There was a droid who actually deserved that job, right? But instead of like hiring the droid, they just said, you know what, droid, we'll just hire you to be a busboy.
I was like, oh, thank you. Tipsy bar in Vegas, possibly?
Nope.
No.
I saw the
just reading the
robot
feedback.
bars either in I've only been to a few places recently. Hawaii, Cabo, saw it somewhere. So, hey, the future is now.
Can we get one of those robot burger machines?
I think it's a terrible investment, so you could do it with Covino.
So you don't think my question to you was?
No, I don't think
you don't think it'll last,
No,
huh?
no.
Wait till we're sitting back making ducats.
If you are, then I'll be very jealous and I'll be open about
What's
my
it called?
jealousy.
RoboBurgers is going to be a
when
big
you
fail.
guys are when you guys are making fun of me from your yacht because you guys are
We're the
By the way,
robot burger
you're
kings.
the Brobot burgers.
It's,
RoboBurgers.
fast food chain at their, I guess, franchising. It's a 12-foot square box containing a robot chef that cooks and serves customers
Think
in
about
just
Why
6
do you
minutes.
Why do you do Brobot burger? You guys could you could program the robots to be like, yo, bro, like, what do you
What's
want?
up, bro?
Yeah, I said, I
Yo.
hired my
No
brother.
problem, dude.
Bro, how about them tatties over there? What kind of burger you want? How about you take a bite of these buns, then you take a bite of those buns, bro?
Bro burger. Yeah, Spot. You know
Bro
what?
burger.
Here,
You're
can I
gonna
give
be
you
a millionaire.
Can I give you a meme just to end on for fun?
I always need a good investment opportunity.
I thought this was funny. Speaking of Japanese baseball players,
I don't know if the Bro burger is the one.
Why not?
eat fresh bro burgers.
Bro burgers.
I saw this meme.
Eat
It made
clean,
me
yo.
laugh because I felt like that meme speaks to me. So I'll share it with Spot just so you know what I'm like behind closed doors.
Waiting for it to come through.
Okay. While Spot pulls that
Is
up.
it the meme of Juicy Smollett crying and it says Will Smith hit me too?
I saw that. That's a good one.
I love that one. I think
That
was
made me
great.
laugh. I reposted it.
I
Made
think
me
that
laugh
was
so
great.
much.
I saw Kevin K. Diddy, our buddy, posted my favorite meme. You guys won't get this, but it's a picture of Andrew Garfield like texting.
Yeah.
And it's like he's
seeing if all the
he's
other
seeing if all the other
Spider-Mans
Spider-Mans
smacked
in their universe.
In their universe.
If Will Smith smacked Chris Rock in their universe too.
That
made me laugh
I got
hysterically.
it.
Your image came through. Hang on.
This meme speaks more to me than the Spider-Man one. When you accidentally drop something, but you catch it midair with the other hand. Come on, it's a great feeling, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll give you,
I feel like a fucking ninja, dude, when I do that.
I'll give you $1,000 if you can tell me who this guy's from.
That guy's from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Nope.
I don't know then.
The samurai with
Tom Cruise?
with the very white Tom Cruise.
That's Pai Mei from Kill Bill.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you what. I feel like him when I'm holding some shit. I
Pay
drop
me
it,
my
"Oh,
money. 1,000 each.
And I even make the. I even go.
Remember he like flicks his beard?
But I do it in respect because I don't want to be accused of cultural appropriation or anything like that. But I feel like fucking Bruce Lee when I do that shit. I'm like, oh. It's a great feeling.
Well,
Few shout outs before we go.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Rafael Sucio Busio. Happy birthday, Rafael Busio.
the Sucio
Tommy
Busio.
Brown came to get down. Matt White, he's all right. Amina. What's up, Amina? What's up, Nick?
Who's Miss Amina?
I don't remember. I thought the same thing. I think you banged her.
It's possible. It's probable.
Some girl that was on our show
Who
years
is
ago.
Miss Amina?
Someone that Rich was in love with for like a week.
Miss Amina.
It was a girl on our show, and her name was Miss Amina.
Oh,
I remember that.
did I?
I totally remember that.
No, did I?
When I saw someone named Amina subscribed, I'm like, Rich, I think Rich.
Miss Amina is a name from like the Maxim days. I'm like,
Yeah.
what does that mean? Why does that ring a
I
bell?
don't know. But
Miss
Nick,
Amina.
what's up, Nick? And Tyler S. Tyler S., my guy. Thank you, guys. Remember, few announcements before we go. While Rich tries to figure out who he banged in the early 2000s.
Even let me share my big story of the day yesterday.
What's your big story of the day?
The fact that I saw a fucking dog float by my
Yeah, I thought the
apartment.
two things we were going to talk about today we didn't even get to.
The fact that I saw a dog.
You know what?
And a rescue helicopter.
Jordyn has to be part of that conversation because she disagrees with everything Spot says.
She is fucking ridiculous.
She says Spot is so wrong. He's so dead set on being right all the time. She says he's wrong on everything.
Okay, so can we get Jordyn on tomorrow?
Yeah, because she's in Disneyland today with her pal. So it's better that we wait.
Rich, you lived by the LA River.
Dude, I saw her watching. Here's the thing. Spot was there, but Jordyn was it's like someone's at the game versus someone watching it on TV. Jordyn watched the entire thing on the news feed online. She was watching
most
the
of
entire
it.
thing.
I watched
Spot was
most
there
of
with
it
his
on the
fucking
news
phone.
feed. No, I watched
so
most
who do you
of
think
it
had
on
the
the
better
news.
perspective?
I watched
That's the question.
I watched both because I went to the river, which is across the street from my
She's
house,
like,
and then I went inside and watched it on the news.
from the news, and Spot is just calling it by like his
facts.
Here's what I see.
Fake news.
So wait,
Fake
Spot.
news.
Here's in other words, there was a dog caught in a river. Spot's like the river was going 20 miles per hour because he made that shit up.
No, I didn't.
Jordyn
I heard it on the news.
Played the clip for me that says that it's
it.
going 5 miles per hour, but Spot will not. He will not bend.
I can't wait. So save it for tomorrow. Save it for tomorrow. So just to give people,
says she has actual factual proof that he's wrong on everything he said.
Just to give people the idea of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Where Covino and Spot live, I used to live right down the block from it too, is the LA River. Now, the LA River is not a real river. It's not like...
It's a concrete
canal. Little canal, right? That like sometimes there's hardly any water in it. After it rains, it could
rushing.
fucking be flowing and high. But a lot of times it's pretty low and there's water, right? So the reality is, it's a man-made... You've seen it in like... Think of... what's that movie with all the little Mini Coopers where they're riding in the...
The Italian Job?
The Italian Job. You know, they're riding in like...
That's
sort of like the East River. It's a man-made little canal. Apparently,
it's where they race in Greece.
It's where they race in Greece,
Thunder Road.
There was a scene in Fear the Walking Dead too in the beginning season where they're in like the LA, something that looks like the LA River, man-made concrete little thing, right?
Yeah.
Long story short is that, from what I understand, I don't live there, but you guys live on the block where it happened. A guy and a dog were caught in there, and then there was a whole news story about like them trying to save the guy and his dog.
No,
there was helicopters.
A woman fell in.
Everywhere.
Hold on.
A woman fell in.
A woman fell in with her dog. Right. Let's say upstream, like towards towards here. Right.
Okay.
So a little bit upstream.
Yeah.
Woman fell in with her dog. Helicopter came, rescued the woman. Didn't get the dog. So the dog is floating downstream. So
the dog is running down. I saw it. I saw it on the fucking screen.
It was doggy paddling. And sometimes
save it tomorrow.
I saw it.
I want to hear you and Jordyn go.
Sometimes the water was high.
Watching it. The dog was fucking walking in the river.
Sometimes the water was high. Sometimes the water was low. Have you ever seen a dog swim?
The dude was on his ass and still in the water.
Have you ever seen a dog swim? Have you ever seen a dog swim? They swim like this, like they're running.
And Spot was like super condescending with Jordyn, but it was all in fun. It was all in fun. She's like, I grew up with rivers my whole fucking life in Idaho. He's like, what river you been on? Ever been in a river where you weren't wearing a bikini?
That's because I saw a picture of her
he's
with her
saying
sister.
like rude shit, and she's I grew up fishing with my dad my entire life.
I saw a picture of her with her
hanging out on
sister.
rivers and shit.
He knows everything.
Yeah, and
I
she's
saw a picture of her with her sister in a lazy river. That's why I said that.
I know, but she was just. You got to save it because she was dead set that you were wrong on everything.
Don't wait for it tomorrow.
She thinks that
Jordyn. I heard her. I heard the sound bites.
She thinks that you could have just stood up in the middle of the river, carried that dog out because the fact that it was rushing, wet, rainy, and fast, and that guy who jumped in to save the dog could barely hold on.
I'd save it.
She thinks that he could have just left.
Save it for tomorrow.
The dude was on his ass.
Stop it.
And was still out of the water.
I don't care. Save it for
You know what I
Jordyn
mean?
Spot. I want to hear Jordyn Spot go at it. I'm going to sit back tomorrow. I'm going to make extra coffee tomorrow. So
Actually, it's a matter of whose account.
Like she
do
doesn't
you value
understand
someone
water.
who was there or someone who got all the information because they were watching it on TV?
I watched it on television.
And she said impossible because she was filming.
I
shit
went
on his
out.
phone.
It was
like,
it was in front of my house for all of 5 minutes.
Never wrong.
That's it. And then I went inside and watched the rest of the news.
So
save it, please.
I do want to say we have new tiers coming in April. So
Which is
tell
Friday,
your friends. Yeah, which is Friday.
So let's work that out.
So new tiers available. We're not taking any, just like the coach scenario, we're not getting rid of anything. We're just adding. We're just adding.
See, it works out.
So can Jordyn read a book on water tonight? So we can have a legit conversation
She has
tomorrow.
actual news sound bites that prove everything you say
By
is
the way,
wrong.
that's
She
great
played
that
it for
she
me,
that's
and I
great
gotta
that she
tell you,
watched it.
I didn't care a bit.
10 more minutes
But I
on the
had to
news
hear
than
it.
I did.
I don't care about this until Jordyn and Spot are face to face, head to
I don't
head.
want- I
Get
don't
her
want
to
to-
zoom in tomorrow.
I don't
I
want
can't
to
wait
have
for this fight. I'm going to sit back and watch Spot's stubbornness and Jordyn's persistence.
Right now, she's
go at it.
soaring in California.
Great.
California Adventures.
Fantastic. Well, with that note, we're going to get out of here. I
remember, new tiers. Be a part of it. Tell your friends.
Tomorrow, I guess I'll reveal the family-friendly, amazing show for the whole world to watch.
Oh, my.
You teased it and wouldn't let me get to it because every time I was about
I mean,
to
we
say
could
it, you
end on it.
brought up something else.
It's not going to require.
Sorry, I was bringing the fucking Latino heat.
It's not going to require much discussion, will it?
It's a whole conversation.
Oh, okay.
We'll save it for tomorrow. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
Man,
Sorry I took up
tease.
so much time today, guys. I'm really sorry. See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Slap you.